Good evening!
Ciao.
We are DieRolling! 5 sets of DieRolling. Thorin could not be with us this evening due to other wood elf responsibilities.
Yeah, he's busy.
There's a lot to do in
planting
the wood elf
trees
calendar.
and things.
Tending
That
the
sort of
bush.
thing. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us. We're
Sorry,
on
what was that?
episode
20.
15
Oh my
of the
gosh.
Star Engine.
15 now, is it?
Well
15.
into our teenage years.
We are a weekly Dungeons & Dragons campaign based in the cruel and mysterious worlds of...
The Shetlands.
Hello, boys. Pink lemonade?
Mom!
I'm your bitch.
That's not my cow.
Claro's collaboration.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah,
Collaboration.
Thank you. You'll remember previous session. You were there, weren't you?
No.
7 days
No, I wasn't here.
ago.
It feels like a lot longer.
it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
With all the keys in hand, you remember them. 1, 2, 3. We headed towards the bank. What was it actually called?
The money
pot, yeah.
Lovely. We were helped by Little Super Magic, the halfling, and the
Helped.
autonomous sign to find the money pot. We entered the grand hall. There were 6 doors on the back wall, numerous tills, and a big old long desk. Through much trial and error, we managed to solve the key combination puzzle. It literally took like an hour and a half. And we solved it. However, Nollis was trapped at the first door.
That certainly was. Yeah.
You guys were encased in a
Trapped behind glass.
almost a sphere. Rockhead Rumple. Previously, Nollis had used the Find Traps spell,
Yes.
and we had been told that beyond the doors were traps of heat, traps of sleep, and a large room-sized mechanical
Basically
trap.
everything was traps. Traps as far as the magical eye could see.
Numerous traps. We moved forward into the second room. Nollis locked in the sphere, and we were in a room, a large dome-shaped room. 2 cogs either side with 2 halfling statues in the middle. One had a little sleepy hat on, and both had grates in their little tummies. A door was on the far side. After much to and fro, Clara elected to use the key on the door. Using the key on the door, the music started playing, which said everything's going to go
But
to crap.
evil clown music.
And the whole room started to rotate.
Yeah.
Hey, if there's going to be a trap, we may as well spring it.
Yeah.
We managed to... The room started to spin.
Yeah.
A second room appeared at the edge, which had 3 lockboxes in. In all of the craziness,
There was
Malkin
many
and
attempts
Zolan-
made to open the lockboxes
Mm.
by magical force and swearing at them.
and physical force and using the key.
Yeah, eventually,
Yeah.
we sort of used
But none
the
of it
key.
worked.
Nothing. Nope.
While this was
Santa
happening...
made it worse.
Yes.
Yes, death seemed imminent.
This
Yeah.
triggered sand falling into the sphere that Nollis was in. It seemed that he might
Filling up like an egg timer. Ah, there was an egg timer on the window.
It's all so simple now.
There you
Ah,
go. The
taking me a week to come up with that.
The sphere that Clary was trapped in was also potentially going to be shot at by the little flamey
Yeah.
halfling, which was one of the two halflings. But he managed to transport himself out using Misty Step and run towards the centre. Much chaos ensued.
Many chaos.
Many chaos. Once the room passed 90 degrees, little sliders on the lockboxes moved, and 3 additional keyholes were revealed. And we all hit our heads in frustration, and the lockbox was opened. At this, Malkin received the items within, and the puzzle was solved. So we were all saved. Luckily, Nollis did not drown in sand.
It was close.
It was very
a
close.
closely run thing.
I believe the room rotated back to its standard state, and Malkin showed the group what he had found within the lockbox.
Which was tickets to the halfling.
The Elven Gate.
The Elven Gate.
It's right there on
Sorry.
your bit of paper.
No, that's not. That's
Oh, it's not.
it's just what's on the. It was just what was in the.
My
the
apologies,
locket.
sir.
Tickets to
Shadecap Tower.
Shadecap Tower.
For 6, I
entrance
believe.
passes to Shadecap
Yeah.
Tower, which I'm hoping is some sort of pleasant and enjoyable theme park.
Yeah.
And also there was a locket
Yeah.
that belonged to Bismuth, who was the halfling
He sent us on this crazy
who sent
mission.
us on this crazy task in the first place. So we have a little prize to return to him.
Yeah. Could you just read us what Malkin found?
The gold locket affixed to an elegant golden chain engraved with a dahlia. Inside is a delicate painting of a beautiful brown-haired female halfling. The glass pane and parchment are loose, and the back of the painting reads, "My darling Bismuth, let's run to the sunset and never look back. I love you, when Grace."
That's going to be important, but for now, this has been Claro's collaboration. Collaboration.
Marvellous.
A sterling collaboration.
Ooh,
Thank you,
a
Evan.
very Christmas jingle that was.
The room has rotated round, reset itself to that initial position
We're not dead!
as this giant metallic dome booms back into place. You, Nollis, have just recently been freed from your prison.
My sand capsule.
You're never going to
Sand
get all
catch.
that sand out of your boots, you know. It gets everywhere.
The statues have stopped emitting their outputs, and the group of you are able to return back to the main room. All but for Thorinir.
What?
Who never returns through the door.
Too big to fit through.
Where was he?
He's a spider.
Ah, he was
Very
a
big spider,
right,
wasn't he?
so
Yeah.
he scuttled away.
I think Thorin is making a nest in the dome room.
Fair enough. We're going to get lots of little baby Thoriners?
Maybe.
What did he do?
I assume you would have told us everything.
Yes,
Huh?
it's all written, all explained.
I have to be honest, Malcolm, it's a bit of a strange haul. I didn't think that was what we were going to get.
Tickets and passes. Interesting.
And also that room nearly killed us. Is anyone else a bit concerned? That was a pretty close call.
Yeah, I don't think I want to go investigating any of the other vaults.
How are you, Nollis? You look a bit sandy.
I have sand everywhere.
This is quite alarming. Obviously, you had no idea what was going on there. There's this
I almost
huge-
died in the bauble. It was not a pleasant experience for me.
This large mound of sand that's sort of spilt out from the capsule.
So there's still sand there. Claire's going to fill his pockets with sand, just in case.
Just in case what? You need to fill up a beach? What do you need the sand for?
He's going to throw some in Nollis's eyes.
He's already got sand in his face. He's going to stare directly at him.
It's good for seeing it coming.
Okay.
Because he's already half blinded by sand anyway.
I have sand everywhere.
I guess he's a sea creature.
It's fairly
used to it.
usual for us to get sand in our eyes. It's normal.
2 times pockets of sand.
One body full of sand.
So you find yourselves in the lobby of the money pot. The sconces still burning. The spools of paper from the tills everywhere. There's metallic room. And the chamber, as you return back through it after a few moments, once again, the door to that second chamber seals itself
Nobody
shut.
else has any other desires to look into any of these other chambers, do
I
they?
do not know what this thing will do to help us. I thought this place was going to help us save the world, but I don't know what this locket will do. And I don't know
I don't know what the
what these
locket's
tickets are
going
for.
to do, but yes, the tickets do seem to be weird.
Zolan, is there anything special about this locket? Is there anything you can discern?
He's a gnome!
He's very mechanical.
Don't be racist.
I can
This
take
is
a look.
halfling trinket.
Have a look.
I'll have a little look.
It's gonna be
Hand
better than
the hand the locket over to you.
Arcana check, sir.
Arcana checks.
No, I was hoping I was looking for this. You go, oh, yes. Investigation. Strong 14.
With advantage.
Ooh. Yeah, with advantage.
With
please.
advantage because it's Zolan.
Because they asked for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
14.
14.
We'll see.
You make out all of the intricacies that have been described to you by Malcolm. It's not gnomish. It's something.
What are the metals?
Something else.
14 carat?
The
8
metals.
carat?
They might have a bit of worth to them, but it's quite a thin metal. You know, it's a dainty locket. They're quite thin. You know, not like good chunky gnomish metals. Might be a little bit of price to it, but it doesn't look.
I have
the most valuable
I have a
thing you've ever
feeling
seen.
we won't know the significance of it until we return it to bismuth.
Yeah.
We ought to return it? I thought they said something about this would do something to the world. I was expecting, I don't know, like a sword or some kind of...
We've got tickets.
Was there any money in there? Usually there's money
Nope.
in banked boxes.
Nope. Tickets, passes, and a locket. There wasn't any money in there, was there?
There was money. There was 50
Apart
platinum
from
pieces.
apart from the 50.
There was
yes.
30 platinum
We joked
pieces.
about how Malcolm was going to pocket
That was
them.
right. Yes.
I remember no money at all.
No money at all in there, none
Yeah.
whatsoever. There's a certain aspect of Malcolm's personality that seems to be coming out here, but quite by accident. Yes, there was some money in there. Yes, we have
How
the
much?
platinum, 30 platinum pieces, which is worth a bob or two.
That's a lot. Maybe that's going to get us out of the world.
Maybe that is how we get us out of the world. That is what they said? Out of the world.
I can't remember, I'll be honest.
What do I know of Shade Cap Tower? Obviously, I've
You
been
can give me your history roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not brilliant. It is
Next time I ask
an
about
11.
money, can you just write it down on a piece of paper and hand it to me?
An 11.
11. So, obviously, you've spent time in Shadecap.
Yeah.
Shadecap's a reasonably big territory, province. The tower is very much the jewel in the crown of Shadecap. It's the landmark. It's the place that everybody knows of. It's a place where people spend a lot of money pursuing leisurely pursuits. People flock from all around Asher to head there.
Is this the type of like mafia style establishment, or is this a nice government-run facility?
Certainly, you knew to be careful in Shadecap.
Yeah.
As you well know, the tables you ran yourself were of questionable morals.
So these
Shivers.
these passes that we've got, then you should be familiar with them. You should know what they can do, what they can get us, where
They're
they can
just
get
tiny
us.
bits of paper that people put in the bank.
So you may not have
But
specifically been to the tower itself.
Yeah.
It's quite a way away from where you worked, but it wouldn't take too much effort to put two and two together.
Yeah.
These might get you in there.
I guess. What do I know about the Elven Gate?
If you'd like to roll.
Come on, history. It is 19.
19.
Loudy!
The
I happen to have the book right here.
I got the Elven Gate tour guide.
Lonely Planet Elven Gate.
You have flashes of your way back when, your first exodus from Equa all the way across the lands of Asher to the human territory near Weirdwit.
Flashback episode.
You
Yeah.
see a montage of Clara running across fields, stopping, vomiting, and then just continuing.
But you weren't entirely in your right mind during that journey.
Yeah.
You have flashes of this elven gate, large, ornate. No more than that. It's a long way from Equa.
The Elven Gate's a long way away. I don't know if are we going to go there?
I've come through them.
Yeah?
That's how I travelled here.
Comfortable
It's true.
with the idea of going to the Elven Gate.
I don't want to go back to Equa.
Not at all comfortable.
Then what is all this thing for? Why do we have these items? How are they going to help us? Did this person... What does the thing say? Were they trying to go to the Elven Gate?
I think this is a bandits on the road situation. Maybe we just feel it out as we go.
I think it's more of a connections that we can make in Shadecap. I think that the people that...
Is Shadecap on the way? Is it
No,
within the Elven
Shadecap's
Gate?
beyond the Elven Gate.
So
We'll
gonna
be
have
travelling. We'll be travelling through the whole province and out the other main gate to get to Shadecap.
West?
Northwest,
Northeast.
northeast.
Through. So, but if you were to head back through the gate, which you first arrived through,
Yeah.
into the Elven province, it would be to your northeast.
Yeah, northeast. It's a long way though. How long was I in a cart for?
A fair few days.
Several days. Yeah.
What are we going to do in this city? There's this mask, this black shape, the void cave. I can't say I'm hugely motivated to go there, but this is the last of what is here.
Perhaps the Void Cave is where all this disturbance is from.
Yeah, I get the feeling that we, as much as nobody really wants to, I think we need to investigate it.
Maybe super magic can help us.
Oh, goody.
He took us there in the first place.
Yay.
Yes, now we know where it is and we no longer need him.
We have the sign now.
Yeah, we can now operate the signs.
He has been replaced by a mechanical sign.
He reminds
Thus
me of
is
another
the course of
halfling.
life for everybody.
I'm sure he'll
I
turn
think.
up.
Okay, do we head that way? I have to be honest, I'm very tired.
And we do not have Thorin here. But there is little else we can do now.
Don't see that there's an awful lot else we can do here. That we can't fight this mask ghost thing.
You have tried.
Well, the moment you hurt it, the moment you do anything to it, it just disappears, leaves its host and goes. I can't see that we can.
I have never hunted void creatures before, but something tells me it will not be as easy as catching animals or fish.
I think we should all be well rested before we go. I think
Agreed.
But where can we stay that is safe? We stayed around here recently, and
here we're in a bank. Lock the door.
We have one door.
Can't think that there's anywhere more secure than where we are right now.
I only need I don't need to sleep all night. I can have a small rest and we just.
Or even a short one.
Exactly. As
I
a furry.
will require to rest for longer, but I do not rest as long as most people.
Then a half night's rest.
Norris is going to check around the room and see if it's defensible, like as a survival.
I will help.
Yes, so you can make a survival roll. Is there anything particular you're looking for?
Ways that things can get in without us knowing. Things that can get the drop on us, I guess.
Advantage if Malcolm's helping, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Advantage. It's 15.
15. Other than these 6 gold hemispherical chambers with the sand timers in them, the only obvious entrance is this big, sturdy main door.
No windows?
There are no windows out. It was pitch black prior to entering here, other than the torches that Malcolm has lit.
Okay. It seems like a fairly defensible place. We could bar the door and hopefully rest here fairly easily.
Is there a way of securing the
yes.
door from the inside? I'm assuming there is.
So, are you looking for a lock internally?
Lock, bar.
There looks like there might be a keyhole to it. There is a keyhole to it.
I'm not putting another one of those keys in anything.
They haven't done
Zerling
a
could pick
Yeah.
the lock
We can
Close.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
we can barricade the door.
Well, shove a desk. Yeah, push.
I'll try with the lockpicks first. The elegant solution.
A reverse lock.
A reverse locking, yeah. If you
Go
could.
ahead, yeah, mate.
Yeah, which I will, as I keep forgetting, I will have advantage
You
on
can use your
efficient.
dexterity.
Just a thought. If you're picking a lock to open it,
Oh, not very
then
good.
if you're picking it to closing it, you're unpicking it, which is
Only 11.
wrong thing.
You added proficiency for thieves' tools if you've got them.
Yeah.
No.
13.
13. Yeah.
I do, yeah.
13. Tricky. You can't do it quickly, but after about 5 minutes or so, you eventually, after a lot of fumbling, so you're not used to unpicking.
I said the elegant solution from that.
After a lot of kind of rattling and banging.
Well, let's
Wasn't
hope we
that
don't
elegant.
have to open it again in a hurry. Then
It's alright.
But you've sealed yourself in the room.
Excellent.
Okay. Do we want to place a watch anyway? What if the mask can sneak through the walls or through the floor?
Well, I only need to maybe just close my eyes for an hour or so. So I'll take 3 hours of the watch if someone wants to take the first.
I'll take the first watch so that I actually feel from my healing last time. I feel tickety boo.
Lovely.
Goody
So
boo.
Claire's going to take. Like there was loads of paper that spilled out of these desks last time. He's going to take that to bundle it up into like a makeshift bed to sleep on.
Yeah.
And Reap will also rip some up with his little beak and just make a little nest.
You're taking a short rest. Is there anything you're trying to take a longer rest?
Yeah, so Nollis just going to lie down on the big pile of sand.
Yeah. So it'll be 4 hours with Nollis. The rest of you don't need a long rest. So you guys will all have at least 3 hours where you can do anything you want to do.
Okay, so
Assuming you are
If I
uninterrupted.
can.
while I'm mooching around,
Sneaky.
then I'm going to have a closer look at some of these tills, see if any of them are actual sort of cash type tills.
Yes.
You're minted now.
Well,
Row.
So you're investigating them.
I'm figuring we're going to be heading somewhere that is the local gambling den. I figure we might need some pin money to play with, so I'm going to have a mooch around, see what I can find.
Sure. So if you want to give me an investigation roll, and you can give it with advantage just because you'll be doing it for a while, I would imagine.
13 or 15 plus, where's my investigation? That's 2, so that's 17.
You have a very, very thorough look around, probably 10, 15 minutes. Good look around. It becomes relatively clear to you that what you thought originally might be tills seem to be something more akin to a typewriter.
Like adding machine.
It's a machine of sorts which is keeping these records, you believe, here at the bank.
Right.
You also managed to find on a little key hoop a key
Ooh, to the front door.
hung behind one of the drawers.
I'm behind one of the drawers, eh?
Not in a secret compartment, just the other side of the desk.
Right.
Fairly obscured by
There's a
some
key
of
behind the drawer,
paper.
see?
I will.
Hey, listen here, see?
I will just. While apropos of nothing much happening, I'm just going to go out and see if this is the key to the front door.
Okay, you walk across. Zolan pleased himself that he's managed to finally get it.
I'll just do a sort of half turn
half
to
turn.
see if it's turning.
And it's very much the key to the front door.
Next time we should
I'll stick that in my pocket
You try that often.
for later.
You did a good job,
And-
though.
Anything you two want to do during this period where Nollis is resting?
Can you allow me to perform an artificer's infusions in half the time? That'd be great, thanks. Yeah, cheers.
So it takes 8 hours normally, does it?
Long rest. What about half a long rest?
Yeah, no,
No?
you'll need a full 8 hours if you want to do that.
Worth an ask. I'm good then, thanks.
Okay.
How long does it take to study, copy a spell?
Oh gosh. That's got a whole rule section.
Yeah,
It takes 50 gold pieces worth of materials,
Yes.
which I'm happy you
Sand. All that
you
sand.
had
Loads
with
of
you to begin
valuable
with,
sand.
Yeah.
but you'll need to scratch 50 gold pieces
Yeah.
to replenish it. Yeah, so you don't have to lose that moment. But
Yeah.
next time you go to a city or somewhere where you could purchase said gear,
Yeah.
you'd need to purchase it from a shop.
Cool.
What about your shield?
Turns out the sand is actually very finely ground diamonds,
Yeah, if you want.
and the powder you have in your pocket is.
I was going to say, which I can do during a long
Yeah,
rest.
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, do you?
Clever
Yes.
man.
So within that, I'm happy that within
Within
that
3
period
hours.
you'll be able to do so. How does that appear to everybody?
So he's just he's reading through his scrolls. He's sat down on his makeshift bed, probably behind this kind of till counter setup, and he's reading through the scroll. He's looking at the all the different symbols, and he's kind of cross-referencing to the other scrolls. He knows what they do, and he's trying to work out what this one does based on the things. And then he's also talking a strange language. And eventually he's like, it's obvious. And that's it. He just knows what it does.
So you're talking this gibberish as far as you're.
I've got a wonderful montage thing going on in my mind here. You sat there doing that, me wandering around from desk to desk behind you, and going, I haven't got enough time.
But in the end, Reap jumps up on top of the scroll, or his 2 little talons holding to the top of the scroll, and you just hear doo-doo-doo-doo. And what he's saying to Clara is, I could have told you what I'd done, you donut. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So the spell has been copied from this scroll. The words disappear from the scroll the moment that you transcribe it fully into your spell book.
Cheers.
And it turns into a regular piece of parchment.
I'm going to
Can
leave
I-
this here for Thorny. He likes parchment. I'll leave it by the door.
I say spell book, you've copied it onto another piece
Another
of
piece of
parchment.
parchment.
Yeah,
Rolled up into a scroll.
shoved into your
Yeah.
bag.
It's a better piece of parchment.
Can I, as part of my long rest, investigate the shield?
Absolutely.
Or bind to it, or whatever I have to do?
It will take
I don't
you.
think I've
So it'll
ever
take you
actually
another
done
hour
Tune, I believe.
I'm happy
to do so. So as long as your friends are happy to wait.
I don't care what they want, Jack. I have decided.
So
Get you.
So you're going to spend time basically practicing with it
Yeah.
and attempting to attune to it. So you see Nollis
Probably write this down.
wielding the shield, trying to understand it. How does that appear, Nollis?
He's kind of like, he sits up, bolt upright in the sand, and then he nibbles on the corner a little bit. And just being satisfied that it's made of strong material. He's just going to stand up and kind of measure its weight. He's actually got his old shield in one arm, and he's actually, because he changes shield's arms quite a lot. And he's just like measuring the weight of them and kind of like thrusting them forward at different times on different arms.
Again, this is part of a wonderful montage going on, isn't it?
After a while, at some stage, one of your friends throw an item across to one of the other members, just merely, hey, look at this, they've found something interesting.
Key, look at that.
Yeah. Throws it across to Zolan.
I ignore it.
At that moment, as you're wielding and attempting to use your shield, the hand opens up, reaches out and grabs the key. It shocks all of you just suddenly from nowhere. The hand closes upon it.
Witchcraft!
You have
Jeepers!
discovered a magical item which you are now attuned to.
Nice.
Can I have the key back?
I don't know how to release it yet.
We needed that.
No,
Take
I
him a
do.
month to open that door.
I wish you got the shield.
No, I can't use them.
It's pretty cool.
Can't use them.
Neither can I.
It affects my ability to be able to defend myself.
I just don't have the upper body strength. Spells don't weigh anything
A lot of paper you're carrying around with you.
on my back.
The time passes.
It's a
You are-
thin. It's biblical.
You're uninterrupted throughout your rest. You're able to recover your points and spell slots, and you'll hit die as you need to. You've completed your rest, and Nollis has found himself a rather unique item.
Has it got a name?
It does not tell me its name, it is a shield.
Sorry, I asked. I'm immediately going to work on the door.
Well, the
I want to
shield,
unlock it before they get the key there.
the shield with no
Proof
name
point.
has nicked my key.
We should call it barricade.
It does have a name, but I don't
Yes.
know how I would know
Key
it,
nicker.
but it's written on the end.
23 to unlock it.
Nailed it.
Yeah, that's right. I've unlocked it before the key comes out. The door.
Hand does it in return.
Nice.
You unlock the door.
Brilliant. That's all I care about.
Are you going to go first, Zolan, you seem
I'm
so
all,
keen.
I'm all bravado now. Got the door.
Yeah.
Quick as a flash. I'll leave. I'll have a look.
You
Fling
open
the double
the
doors
door.
wide.
The light from the sun has risen in the sky. The night has subsided, and the day is in session. Struggled with that one. It's the morning. It's the morning. My eloquence lapsed.
It is the days in session.
So it's early morning. You can tell that it's not long been risen, but the sun has risen. It is misty outside, as it were previously.
Standard,
It's
yeah.
quiet and still colder than it was yesterday. The heat hasn't reached you from the sky yet.
I've got any boogeymen.
I will stand at the top of the step leading into the bank and say in a loud and clear voice, "Restaurant, cafe,
Pie hole. I thought the hobbits like the hobbits.
Bar?
The wrong universe. The halflings. That's their word.
17.
17. You realise that as you look to your right, looking out upon the city, there are 4 of these tentacles with the white masks in a neat line, just on the edge of this raised stairway up, behind a few of these statues of the halflings drinking.
right in
Are
front.
they
of
static or are they
They're
zooming
sort
towards
of
us?
hovering and
Okay.
looking kind of right towards you. 4 of these white,
Malcolm.
featureless faces.
me. Pulls his staff out.
They look static at the moment. They're just waiting.
They must have known we were resting here.
I'm going to ready an action.
Possibly.
If one of those
I'm scared.
masks makes a move and gets within range of my staff, I'm going to whack it at one.
Sure.
Has anybody successfully hit one of these things yet? I don't know what to do if one
Just-
arrives.
I did. Thornhill had one on his face when you were all in the bank. I hit it, and it just disappeared and then came back together again.
What did you hit it with?
My short
Just your
sword.
short sword.
I'm very proficient in it.
Put it away.
My sleeve!
As you look back in front of you, the little girl that you first saw by the pool next to the inn when you first arrived, wearing the black shawl all over her with a very pale face. She stands just at the bottom of the steps. You swear she wasn't there just a few seconds
literally at my
previously.
feet, kind of thing.
At the bottom of the stairs, you're kind of at the top in
How
the
many,
way.
how many stairs have we got? 5?
5
30?
or 6,
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus,
up,
pretty
to,
close.
up to the bank, up to the money pond. She's just
Does she
stood at the
look
bottom, just kind of looking toward you.
Reveal to me your secrets, girl. What say you? Why are you here?
She opens her mouth to speak. She turns towards the masks, the tentacles floating to your right hand side, her left. She looks towards them. She looks back to you all again.
Take
back
her
to
out.
the masks. And she just starts
Knock her out.
to kind of walk towards them.
Does she have a mask?
She's not wearing a
Does not have a
mask.
mask.
They are not moving. I cannot fight the defenseless girl. She has not attacked us.
Malcolm, why do you want to hit a girl?
Because I have a sneaky suspicion they're connected to her, and if we knock her out, they'll go.
Perhaps, but she is a whelp. We cannot club her like a seal.
I don't know, somebody could hit them with the flat of their sword.
It is a rapier.
It
That doesn't do no
It
good.
doesn't happen.
It doesn't have a flat, you know. It's just
Necessarily
says the one
talking
with a
about
huge
you.
hunk of wood.
Somebody's got a sword. Oh,
I could throw it.
She's still kind of walking towards these masks, and as she walks towards them, they just separate to kind of either side of her. Just let her pass.
She is one of them for sure.
She
Yeah.
keeps walking in that direction, heading.
But how do we
West.
know any of these things?
I'll
are
shout,
not?
Wengrave, stop!
She keeps on walking, and you can see she's about to kind of disappear out of your sight, sort of between 2 houses.
We should follow her. Do you think?
Through the masks?
It's dangerous, but
I can lead the way.
there's
We'll
one for
see.
every single one of us. I mean, it's bad.
What happened, Malcolm, when You got masked.
Honestly,
Yes, honestly, please.
I thought I was dead. It was a horrible, horrible feeling.
That's like after the alcohol in Broga.
Yeah.
No pains, no...
No, nothing. I felt like I was dead. It was just, I can't describe it in any more way than that. It just felt like everything that mattered to me had gone. Just, I wanted this thing off my face as much as possible. It was just horrible.
Interesting.
The masks still hover there, and they're still sort of parted in the same formation they were.
Are they still facing towards us? Are they?
No, they're slightly faced away. They sort of turned a little as the girl walked by.
So they're watching her.
They
rather than-
neither you nor her. They've made this pathway of sorts
Is
that she was
gonna
allowed to
get
walk
his
through.
free. Obviously, he's already got a rapier out and a shield out, new shield, and just start following this girl.
Okay.
Past these things. Yeah.
Valiantly with his sword held aloft.
Okay.
Careful with my ears back there, you.
I've got my staff out. I'll follow on behind these two, but I'm very much watching, aware, and overly alert.
So you can give me a perception roll if you're while you're doing it.
Cannot go back to my people with a notched ear. It's not a look that we.
Perception's not very good.
Perception, isn't it? Not deception.
Perception or deception. That's 9.
Okay. And Zelen, you're following as well.
Yes.
So as you walk towards these faces hovering, attached to these shadowy tentacles, as you're kind of walking towards them, they just pull back a little bit, and they once again turn to you, the 4 of them, and they just hover in front of you, about 30 feet in front of you.
Really uncomfortable.
They're sort of matching your pace. You're walking towards them the whole time, next to these, through these narrow,
Product placement.
yeah, through these narrow, misty alleyways, and through into these shadowy areas, and then back out into the light, which is spilling over the top of this cliff face into Dathgar Crag. You follow them round to the west. There's no sign of any other halfling around here. It's getting a little mistier, if anything, in this area. Your vision's a little less clear in front of you. And once again, about 80 or 90 feet in front of you, you make out this girl, and she's just walking away from you, slowly continuing through to the
I
west.
don't think this is going to end well.
Just be ready if the masks come at us.
I
When
feel
does
like
it-
this may be a trap.
Oh well, if it's a trap, then let's carry on walking on into it. Why change the habit of a lifetime?
Are we, by any chance, from memory, heading towards the gnome line area?
Opposite direction, actually.
It's the opposite direction.
Towards the pool that we first saw, right?
Closer to the pool. This is a slightly different angle, sort of between where you first came in and the money pot, but this is the western part of the city, which you haven't really been in this side yet.
I'm happy to lead us on after this girl, but is this where we want to go? Are you people sure?
I think there's things we've not seen, things we don't know.
In for a penny? I think let's see where this is taking us, because
Okay, I know how upset you people get when I refuse to help people, so I wanted to go on record that I am allowing you to follow yourselves into this death trap.
Okay, you're going first, though.
That is fine. I will survive because I am invincible.
Okay.
The rest of you, I am not so sure.
you have been remarkably invincible so far.
You
I
have,
am
yeah.
blessed.
I'm also keeping my eyes open. I want a new crossbow. So as we're walking through town, I will be looking.
I need a crossbow.
Yeah, my eyes are peeled. More on the shops
If you give me
If we have
perception
any.
roll as well.
than this woman. I'm leaving that to you guys. Advantage?
Because I wanted so bad.
Yeah, it's not very good. It is a strong 4.
Okay, so
but I mean,
you're quite transfixed on these marks. As much as you want to investigate, they just draw your attention.
What are you looking for, Zoe?
bloody crossbow.
A shop?
Yes.
I'll keep an eye out for you.
Sir. Thank you.
Ah,
3.
That's what I rolled a 3 as
It's
well.
an 8. Yeah.
Good perception.
So all of you, as much as you're desperate to try and get a feeling for your environment,
I read the wrong one. It's a 6.
okay, you sort of lose sight of how far you've been walking, how long you've been walking. These are quite mesmerising.
They all just look like Greg's.
So many cheese and meat passes.
I got an 18, but I'm not really looking. I'm too busy looking at the masks.
You can really see the masks.
Yeah.
They're matching your pace. Over the top of the masks, as you've been walking for a little while, you're unsure whether it's been 30 seconds or whether it's been 30 minutes. It's really you're lost in these.
Does anybody else feel a bit disorientated?
Who said that?
Over the top of these masks, as you keep kind of following them into this white mist, you can still make out some of the buildings and features around it. It's not entirely opaque, but it's a pretty dense mist here. You can make out for the first time over the top of some of these buildings. As you seem to be approaching a very tall glass domed building.
Recognisable to us?
You haven't seen this building.
Oh, we haven't,
yet,
have we?
no.
We've seen a couple of domed ones. I thought
Yeah,
maybe
this
we
is-
were renting.
The difference between this one is it all seems to be glass. So the walls as it towers slightly above some of this mist seem to be glass as well. This seems to be this glass circular or cylindrical building with this domed top.
There was another place with the axes. Again, dangerous, as described to us.
It's the round flower room.
Yeah.
I thought that was where the Dahlia was, but it must not be.
This could be
Where
it.
we were.
It is glass, no?
But there is
Could
apparently
be
a
a
hideous
like that.
creature
Yeah.
there.
Could be a greenhouse. If it's flower room, could be what
Yeah.
they meant. Could be
Something
a.
is going to eat us.
Could be a.
You said very much the same.
Okay.
You keep walking a little closer, and it's very clear that this is the landmark that you're heading toward.
Is the little girl still there?
The little girl's been maintaining about that 70 or 80 foot distance from you, and as she reaches the side of this building for the first time, she takes one more look back behind at the group of you and just disappears slightly out of your view inside, around the side of this building.
Is it glass all the way down to the ground?
Seems to be, yes.
What can we see of the inside?
As you peer inside, it's a little bit misty and tricky to make out from this position. The masks just recoil back and they break through the veil of the glass into the building itself. You can give me a perception roll there to see how well you're able
Filled
to.
with floating dead
I've got an
essentials.
already existing 16 perception roll here. Will that help?
You preloaded your dice.
Preloaded my dice, yeah. Oh, no, even better. That's
Oh, that's not-
21.
Preloaded my dice. There we go. Preloaded.
Looking in for the...
I can see clearly now.
You make out quite vibrant colour from the bottom of the room. Again, these familiar, bright primary colours that you've seen from the flowers in other places. But they're bigger, they seem to be sprawling a little bit upwards. There also seems to be greenery, vines, foliage, which creeps up around this glass building. Seems to be all the way up to the top of this big cylindrical domed
I think
building.
it might be some
Oh, is-
sort of arboretum.
Could potentially be a round room
A
with
round
flowers.
flower room,
Possibly,
perhaps.
yeah.
What did they say about it?
Terrifying.
This is where the guy from
Yeah.
the big cliff place,
Bal.
lost his life. No?
Didn't lose his life. He lost his sanity there. He
Oh, well, that's not
yeah,
going to be a
he
problem
was,
for us.
Perhaps he's still in there.
He was back. No, he was back atop Bal
Was he?
with Heidenhelga, maybe. Can't remember what she was called now. Was tending to him, and he was, yeah.
Oh, he was the
very
gibbering wreck, wasn't he?
distressed. Yeah, gibbering. Yeah.
Oh, well, let's give it a go then.
Yeah.
How hard could it be?
Metaphysical danger is not going to be a problem for us.
We're 4 charismatic adventurers. We've got this covered.
Yeah.
I
Full
like
of
your
full
style.
of confidence.
Let's go kill as a monster.
Yeah, why not?
You start to walk closer to this building. The mist seems to just subside as you reach the edges of it. There's almost this clearing where suddenly just a few meters around the perimeter of this building are just totally clear of this mist, and then this dense mist all around it. You approach The edges
It's changing the music.
of the building.
So cruel. Oh, it's not the same music. The scary
As you
circus.
He hasn't finished yet.
As you reach the edges of this building, this coldness, this chill just falls over all of you. Even with all the madness and all the horrifying sights that you've witnessed, the masks, the madness of Fussbrock and the clouds and all of the creatures you met in Brogerbush and elsewhere, this somehow feels scarier.
This feels worse than that time everyone turned to meat. Remember that?
Meat.
Not feeling quite so confident now.
There's, as you approach it kind of from the southeast, just around a little way to the east of this circular building, there's two large glass doors which are just open on their hinges facing outwards.
The construction of this building, it's glass panes.
So
in frames.
you've got actually a number of kind of sheets, big sheets of glass that they are panes, but they're not small panes. You've probably got about maybe 6 panes for each.
I'm just trying to think. Is it climbable? Could I climb on, or could somebody climb up the?
You can give me a survival roll to see whether you think it might be.
Damn.
That's 20, not natural.
Not with your climbing kit. You'd have to free climb it, and it looks very hard. You know, it's not quite vertical, but it's at a very close to 80 degrees. So it would be very, very tricky. There's only a few parts of the frame which you could hold.
I'm just wondering whether somebody could climb up and look down
We
into
can send
it.
Reap up to scout for us.
I'll ask him.
You bloody tell him!
Grab the owl. Reap, will you go up and look in the dome for us? Tweet, 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 tweet.
So yes?
Do I look like a bloody flak jacket? I'll give it a go. Fly on out.
So he heads up past this, around this misty area. As you look back down, you see Clara's eyes disappear again.
Roll away into darkness.
As you ascend above this building, which is certainly more than 100 foot high, there's this peculiar just circle that, again, is clearing. You see it from above. It's even weirder. This very strange, unnatural circle where this mist has just subsided. This is the epicenter of where this mist seems to be spawning from. It's thicker here, but you can't see it.
Some kind of Scotch mist.
As you look down through the building, it's quite clear there's a pretty large central column, probably 25 feet across, that seems to support kind of the whole building, the whole roof. And built down around it are these great glass panels the whole way around this beautifully constructed curved formation. And inside you see these sprawling vines right the way up to the ceiling. You see these 5 bright colours, the same 5 bright colours that you've seen in other rooms in different parts of this room, segmented.
And there's no windows or anything in. These are continuous pieces of panes of glass.
There doesn't seem to be like a hatch that you could get into. But there's...
Cool. So Reap will swing back down, land on Clara's shoulder. I guess the mist parts as he flies down, so it looks pretty cool. And you can see the vortices off his wings as he flies down. And much like a jumbo jet. And then
Like a raptor.
Clara relays this information to you.
I guess we find our way in. We kill the thing. Become heroes. The halflings will worship us.
We're already heroes, but
More heroes.
more heroic, yeah.
No sign. When he looked in, there was no sign of any huge beastie
monster.
wandering around in there.
It's just vines. It looks like a greenhouse.
To be honest, we've just slain a beast. Maybe it was a little bit ago. We kill Wenton. Was that last? No, it was the time before.
There was no axe. We're looking for the axe. When we find the axe,
I'm just saying
a hideous creature.
we've taken one hideous creature on already, and it wasn't that bad. Apart from you, had a tough time, but
I was going to say, I'm not a hideous creature.
no.
A mountain person bested Malkin, and there was 2 of them fighting this creature.
That was a.
They got lucky.
Well, they weren't fighting dogs.
That's right. They didn't have our man with a magic shield.
A magic shield.
You figured out what that does yet?
Some beards.
I do know what it does.
Oh, good.
Malkin,
Yes.
before we go, I'm going to pull out little Gore Littlebirth today, and just give her a little tickle under her chin.
Oh.
She's going to cough right in your face, Malkin, I'm afraid, but you're going to get the last alchemical salve, which is going to be resilience. So it's going to give you temporary hit points. It doesn't actually have a time stated to these temporary hit points. I've been looking to see if I can find a potion of resilience to take a measurement against. So we'll have to,
lasts until I wipe it off the
yeah,
face.
so we'll have to just. It just says gains 2d6 plus my int modifier of temporary hit points. So
Nice.
Is it concentration?
No, it's just an alchemical salve produced by Gore Littlebirth.
Fine.
It's not in there. So we're happy to say till the next rest. I don't know. It's up to you really. What
You've
you
got
want?
it for enough.
You got it for enough. Cool.
I've got
So
How many?
3, 4, 7 plus my spell. It's another 10. Woohoo!
Nice.
You've got another 10. Yeah, temporary hit
damn.
points. I know what you like.
And I'm feeling strangely confident. So,
Confidently strange.
or confidently strange, perhaps.
It's chill again.
Let's go in. Let's go and fight the thing.
Let's find the thing and fight it.
I think we do it as quickly as possible.
We cannot sneak up on it. No, the walls are made of glass. It probably already knows we're here.
The little girl would have told it, right? The mask.
Presume you can speak to it. It might just
Don't
be full
trust
of
the
teeth.
little girl. I have a feeling we should not trust the little girl.
I'm glad
no,
you didn't
she's-
have a daughter, Malcolm. I assume you don't have a daughter.
Not as far as I
You do
know.
not have a family. Not as far as there's a rich sexual backstory that I did not know was there. We'll catch up on this later.
Perhaps.
Shall
we do
is
this
gonna travel around the dome. I assume there's not like a big glass door in front of me.
If you were to head a little way, just slightly to the east,
Yeah.
there
There's a
are
big
2
glass
big
door.
open glass doors.
So Norris is gonna head that way.
We don't have to kick him in this time.
Yeah. And have a little look. See through those doors. See if there's just a big wall of teeth.
The rest of you,
Claire will follow right behind.
Yep.
He's obviously suited and booted. ready
I
to
think
go.
we're
Short sword drawn.
We're pretty much doing a sort of walk towards camera at the end of the title sequence type thing.
so you walk towards the camera into this building, feeling full of adrenaline, anxious, excited, nervous, all of the above, as you enter this horrifying room. And as you look in front of you, we'll take a quick break.
Oh,
He's loaded
the
it up
combat's
early.
going to be that long.
So it's only 10 hit points, is it?
We're going to take a quick 7-minute break.
7
So we will be with you
minutes.
in 7 minutes' time. In the meantime, please enjoy this wonderful artwork created by our very own Dragoonies. Thank you very much. See you in 7 minutes.
Non-identical.
No, I don't.
Identical.
Oh, jeepers.
Doom.
Oh, it's
Step.
quite heroic.
I was thinking that, yeah. I enjoyed this
Ah, my
music.
lollipop from earlier on. Excellent.
Come on, boys.
I'm going to get a
Heroes.
lolly for this.
You step into this freezing cold, chilly room. It feels like it should be. It's got this humidity to it. It is, in essence, a greenhouse that you're walking into. You see, but there's this cold which saps your very soul. It hits you right through you, even though you don't feel cold. You know, in some ways, similar experience to Brogerbush, but a slightly different one. To your immediately in front of you, you see this pool of red flowers, which are in this sort of large trough. They seem to be wet. They seem to be growing abundantly. It seems to be really effective. However, this all works, and they're
Super effective.
yeah, this bright red area, which is around about probably about 40 feet deep. A little way past that, you see this orange trough, which is kind of on the north side of this building, the same size. Behind that, you can kind of make out this yellow one, but it's kind of half obscured by this large central column, which appears to be made of stone or something similar. There's this large blue trough and then this purple trough that complete the room. There are gaps in between each one, in some ways similar to the bright pools that you were in
So they're all-
previously.
Are they sort of the central column? Are they radiating out from it in a? Sort of,
They are, however, there is a walkway that seems to go the whole way around the outside. There's also a walkway around the central column.
right.
So there's these troughs that are kind of, the 5 points
They're-
of a star of sorts.
They're
around.
raised. The walkways are raised
A
up.
little bit raised up. They're probably just a couple of feet off the ground, and then there's these protruding, vines, the stems from these flowers, just overtaking part of the environment and the atmosphere. There's enough vision around.
Does it look like they've been deliberately designed to grow that way, or it's just gone wahoonie?
In terms of
Whoa.
the kind of sporadic vines,
Yeah.
like that. You're welcome to give me a quick insight roll, a nature roll.
Nature roll. Oh, I've never done a nature roll before. Hang on a second.
So when you jump in a bush.
Nature. Nature. I don't know what my nature roll is. Hang on.
What am I? Nature is intelligence. You either are or are not proficient.
Plus 2, 16.
16.
Hmm.
It looks like it might be slightly overgrown as to what it should be. It certainly looks like this is sort of a greenhouse of sorts. It looks like they're trying to cultivate these plants, but you would logically assume it's the petals they're after, the colour in the dye, from what you've noticed.
Guys, with this little girl and these masks, it's probably going to be the same as that place. Underneath, this is going to be dangerous. I think it's fair to assume. We know this is a trap. One of us should be in charge, should direct. But all of our combat has been loose. I think you're a soldier, Malcolm. You've seen soldiers fight in the field. One voice and would be more effective.
Okay.
What are we to fight? There is nothing here.
I just want to be prepared.
Okay. Is there any sign of the little girl?
You can make a perception roll.
19.
You, after just a few moments stepping into that room, you have a quick conversation with one another. Right in front of you, the whole central dial of this room rotates. This great big clunk. The floor in front of you, you're stood on this outer walkway, the floor in front of you just rotates and clicks into place. The sunlight is lighting a different part of the room. It looks like in some way this whole room is designed to light different parts of it, and it's rotating. To be clear, it's only the middle sort of third of this circle. You're on this stationary outer walkway. All of the plant troughs moved. The central column and a little bit of the floor around it remained still.
Right.
For farming.
Yeah. Crop rotation.
All of you still detect that there's danger around you. You're on high alert.
I would like to touch the dirt below me and sense if there is magic in the room and where it's coming from.
Certainly.
30 feet were around me, so it's not a huge distance.
How far is this room, this space from end to end?
The central column, you would estimate, is round about 60 feet from your location.
Big room. Okay.
Please make a roll.
It doesn't require a roll, my friend.
Okay. Oh, of course it doesn't. Yeah, so you've made... you've cast Detect Magic.
It's a little dirty.
Just as you do so, you look over your shoulder as this magical force emanates from your right-hand side. You see it just over... Who's the last to enter?
Probably me.
Zolan. So just behind Zolan, you've just a moment to shout to him.
Zolan, there's something behind you!
Forward roll!
Coming towards you. Can you give me a dexterity?
Away!
Can you give me a dexterity save?
Don't need to, I've done a forward roll, Jack.
Wow, look at that! Not only a forward roll, but
You sense this
comes
this
up
magic
with his
coming
knife in his hand.
from
Yeah,
over
in the
Zolan's
teeth.
shoulder. You shout him just in time. Zolan, you roll
That's my
impressively
reflex
just
of
to
an
the
old
side
man,
of
that
you.
was. That was that.
Not bad for an old man.
You see this mask coming from right next to him on this tendril. You also detect magic to your south. You notice a creature which looks just like one of the halflings you've seen previously with a mask on him, stood at the south side of the room. There's also, you can see very much the mists all around you are magical, and there is a colossal aura coming from just the other side of the column. You can't make out what it is, but it's this overwhelming aura that you detect.
This place is kicking off.
We go round?
There's a halfling to the south.
We're going to roll an initiative. Claro.
10. Reapy Poos will be also 10.
Okay, do you want to choose either way around on those?
Clara go first.
Okay.
8.
Thank you. And Nollis?
17.
17.
16.
Malcolm 16.
Nice Fury Road music. I'm loving this. I'm all about this.
So the room rotates one more time. This great big loud sound as this whole floor in front of you rotates. Immediately in front of you now are the orange flowers for your bearings. The yellow flowers are to the north of the room, the red are to the south of the room. You've arrived from the east of the room.
Yeah.
You realise that there are more of these tentacles that emanate from the other side of this pillar. The one that tried to attack you the first time, Zolan. 3 more of these angle and arc up around either side of this pillar, intertwining within the vines. You lose sight of them occasionally, but they all spill out around it.
Do they seem to be originating from
The other side
a space? Yeah, do they
The
look?
other side of the pillar. We need to
Yeah.
get around there.
It does look like they're all coming from a similar source.
Does it?
We need to
Yeah.
go round the outside though. Don't get too close.
Round the outside.
Round the outside. So. The hero party goes round the outside.
Who stood in the front?
Something they're going to be singing.
Nollis.
MVP.
Suddenly coming towards you, 2 of these tentacles just thrust in your direction. One of them straight towards you. It looks like it's about to come for your face, and then just at the last moment, the other one darts in from the side, tricking you and attempts to attach itself to your face.
I've
Please,
still got my
can you
action
make
ready.
what were you waiting for?
Anything that came within striking distance of
Kung
me.
Fu.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you're welcome to make your reaction there.
Excuse me.
Kapow!
16 plus
Stronger.
5 to hit with my quarterstaff is 21.
Okay, so you make this attack roll against this tentacle. As you do so, you strike at it. Your staff goes right through it. This experience that you've seen previously, where it separates, you're very aware you're not doing damage to it in this fashion. Opens right up, reforms around you. This is the one that was going straight towards Nollis. The second one comes around and tries to attach to your face, Nollis.
As it distracts you.
bro.
Okay,
Come on, boy.
please. Can you make a charisma saving throw?
Charisma saving throw.
Physical attacks don't work. We need magic.
It's 19.
19. This mask tries to attach to you.
Headbutt it.
Malcolm swipes in front of you, kind of deflects this other one. Second one comes at you. You headbutt it. You feel it trying to attach to your skin. You pull away from it. Manage to avoid it. At that exact moment, the other two angle round at the person next to you. Who was first out of you two?
Bam.
Claro. The other two come towards you. Both from either side.
This doesn't class as a ranged attack, does it?
It's not a ranged attack. No.
You know,
These two creatures come at you, angling, twisting through the vines. One of them again sort of looks as if it's distracting you. Another one kind of arcs down from above, looking like it emanates from one of these vines. Can you also give me a charisma save, please?
Charisma.
Natural 20!
Nice.
Plus my charisma, which is obviously 0.
just smile at it.
Need what?
Okay.
I saw it coming.
These, as you kind of approach it, it tries to affix to you. As it tries to meld with your mind is more powerful than it. You hold it back, and they both kind of recoil back from you, disappear away from you. Nollis.
Cool. So how do I? Is there a walkway in between the inner circle and the outer circle of this room?
It is part of the moving revolve. It looks like the whole middle portion, like a disc.
Gaps.
Yeah.
So there's sort of pathways between the troughs of.
There is, yeah, but
Yeah.
but they will. That's part of the rotating.
Cool. But it's not. It's not constantly retained.
It's not. No, it seems to kind of click into place.
How far away am I from the hideous monster on the opposite side of the pillar?
About 60 foot, isn't it?
Yeah, the pillar is 60 feet away from you, and right in front of you there is this slightly raised, bright orange bed of flowers, which is directly in front of you. And you've got walkways either side of it that you could go down.
Cool. I'm going to move 30 feet forwards towards the pillar.
So kind of directly through these orange flowers, sort of.
Is there a path like nearby or right either side of that? Presumably?
Yeah, there is kind of about. So each one of these segments are quite broad as well. So at the widest part, so right where you're touching it, is about probably 45 feet north of the edge of this orange flower. On the other side, it's a lot smaller. It's like 20 feet. So they're sort of like these wedge-shaped troughs.
No, this is going to go straight through the flower bed and
Sure.
see what horrors await from it now.
Okay, so you hop up onto this flower bed. It would normally be difficult terrain, but your galoshes navigate this with ease.
Nice.
Passing through. You step through this 20, 30 feet. You're sort of right in the middle of this dense orange flower, this most amazing, vibrant smell. These vines and tendrils from these plants all around you. 30 feet in front of you, you've got this big central column.
Sweet. And the opposite side of this thing is where these horrible mass creatures of destiny are coming from.
That's correct.
Cool. And then he's going to take a moment to cast Bless. And he's going to do it up to 3 creatures of his choice. He's going to choose himself. Attack roll. You don't make attack rolls, do you? So I'm going to cast it on myself, Zolan, and Malkin. So to cast Bless, he's just going to be cursing out loud, and there's just going to be this small arcs of kind of lightning coming off him as he's doing it.
He's running forwards. That's his whole
Okay,
move.
great. Thanks
So
very
you
much.
guys get plus D4 to your attack rolls.
Awesome.
So you always roll it.
Yeah, I've forgotten that.
Malcolm,
Natural one.
You feel this.
Also, you get an extra D4 to your saving rolls, which can be important.
You feel this blessed effect invigorate you. You to act.
And all that. Right, it's me next, isn't it?
These tendrils that you were looking at before, these tentacles with the masks on, sort of recoiled out of your immediate vicinity and vision.
Okay. I'm going to head forwards, same as Nolus, except that I'm going to angle slightly towards the direction of rotation. So the next time,
So it's rotating clockwise.
so I'm sort of heading to the left ever so slightly.
So following the clockwise rotation.
So
Sure, yeah.
I'm going to do my full move, which is 40.
40. So 20 will take you to the point where you can sort of hop onto this central area if you'd like to.
Yeah.
If you're not going through the flowers, you're going just next to it on one of the walkways.
I'm taking a dead straight line. So if it means
Oh,
taking
straight towards the column.
well, I'm angling slightly off towards
Slightly
the left
to
of
the
the column.
Okay,
so
fine. So you
the
sort of
idea
hop up.
being that when it next rotates round, I should get a better view of what's around the other side of that column.
Okay, fine. So you're sort of heading on a southwest diagonal. So you're going to hop over this orange flower platform, cross it for about 20 feet, jump down on the other side, and your full 20-foot movement would get you right up to the other edge of this walkway, which traverses between the orange and the red area, and you're right next to this red flower bed now.
Can I drop down, sort of hunker down,
Sort of crouch
down behind the flower bed so that I can just enough so that I can look over, but it's going to be difficult to see me.
Sure, yeah. So you kind of get half cover if you were
Combat
anything
stance.
anything was kind of there.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Nice
Thank you very much, Malcolm. And you're not taking. Are you readying anything, or
I will ready an action. If anything comes within range of my quarterstaff, I will. Actually, no. If I'm going to ready my sunbolt.
okay?
So as I'm crouched down, I've got my hand down here, ready, sort of a glow kind of thing.
Yeah. All right.
I'm
Thank you,
powering up.
Claro.
How many of these maskies have we got around me?
So the masks have all recoiled away as soon
I've got a line of sight.
as soon as it kind of took these actions at the start. You lost sight of all of them pretty much straight away afterwards.
Okay.
You've got a line of sight on nothing at the moment.
Blasted them away with the power of your mind.
Smile.
There's not a whole lot I can do then. I will follow Malcolm. I have 10 less speed than he does, so I'll be down in the flowers 10 foot behind you.
Okay.
I will
You
ready-
duck down
just
into
kind
the
of-
flowers?
You're sort of right between this walkway, partly between the orange and the red
Yeah.
flowers on the revolving path.
Cool. Sorry, the flower beds are raised or are they lower?
Yeah, raised about 2 feet.
Raised by 2 foot. Okay, cool. So, yeah, near Malcolm, and I'll ready a firebolt for whatever I can see.
Okay.
And Reap will also. He's just going to wait with me.
Okay. Fine. Thank you, Claro and Reap. So then,
So, how big is the central column then? Because people are going around, but nobody's seen anything yet. This is like a.
We haven't gone round it yet. We're all sort of. I'm waiting for the next rotation of the thing to hopefully bring whatever's around the other side of it into view.
the column's about 25 feet in diameter.
Yeah.
It's a big thing.
If I was to go the other way, could I see what was there? Would I have enough movement to actually get
You're certainly
visuals?
welcome to head in that direction.
I would only head there if I could see it. Do they make things?
You certainly get a different view. Whether or not you could see it, you're not sure.
I'm not going to gamble on that one. I don't want to be out there on my own. So, intelligence would have been a good idea, but not certain death. So I will run. Yeah, I'm gonna stay with the troop,
Full of sage.
chimp style. Yeah.
So you're
I'm
slightly slower again than Claro,
I'm
aren't
a
you?
pack animal today.
And are you running? Going to dash, or are you?
Yeah, I can dash to get. Yeah, I'll
So you
dash.
could dash to get right up with Malcolm and even beyond him if you wanted to.
Yeah, I will actually, because I'm afraid Malcolm's going to take the first hit. I'll take the first hit for him.
So you can actually, if you want to, you can can get to Malkin, and then you can either leap up into the red flower bed, which is at the moment on this kind of south part of the
Yeah.
room, or you could run. Actually, you could just about make that central, the ground by the column, which doesn't revolve. So it's your choice.
Oh, don't go directly to it. Don't go that way.
I don't want to go.
Get into the flower bed. Like we've sort of taken combat positions there. I would get into the flower bed and make yourself safe.
Is what Malcolm would have said if you could hear him.
Yeah, that's what I'm shouting to you.
As you see Zolan looking confused.
I'm wondering if the intelligence is worth it to go and see what we're dealing with, or try and see what we're dealing with.
What do you want to do, Zolan?
Yeah, big face.
You fool!
I'm staying with the.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll stay where I am.
Jesus.
Into the flower bed, you saying?
Please.
Yeah, so running as fast as you can, little dash. Amazingly, he's even faster than you because you were kind of spending some time readying the action, whereas Zolan's just run as fast as he physically can, diving into this red flower bed.
I'll pull Gold Elizabeth. Oh no, I'll pull her out, but she's going to stay with me.
Okay.
Gold Elizabeth, if you would. Don't think she can. She got telepathy or anything? I don't believe so.
Oh, it's all so
Yeah, carry on. It's fine. I'll figure out.
Just interested to see what the first move is.
Mm-hmm.
From the south, just next to where the red flower bed is, you realise on that walkway, that outer ring that you had come from initially, that had just been obscured previously, seeing you guys running generally in this direction, you see two of these masked halfling figures just step out from behind the red flower bed. They're kind of half covered because of the height of this flower bed, but each of you could take your reaction here if you wanted to.
I haven't got a reaction.
Sorry, it was yourself and Clara could take a reaction if they chose to.
Clara will shoot at wherever you're shooting at. He asked at the beginning of this combat for some direction, so...
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a shot.
Okay.
I will throw my hand forward and fire my radiant sunbolt.
Okay, so they have got half cover. You can kind of see the top of them, but they're only little halflings. But you've just about got enough eyes on them.
Yep. Okay.
Does that give us disadvantage? Or?
So it's just half cover rules, which is a bonus to AC and saving throws, basically.
Okay. So how far away?
From you right now, they are 30 feet.
I've got 30 feet
There's two
range,
of
so. Bosh. That's 22.
Nice.
Definitely hits.
Ba-da-ba-da-bum, ba-da-ba-da-dum.
Wow.
D4.
Can I make my attack roll on top? Oh, it's all a bit the same time.
Go ahead, yeah. If you,
D4.
but you have to say if you're hitting the same one or the other one.
Same one.
Same one.
It's going to be 16 to hit.
Okay. 16 will do it. Will it with half cover? Yes, it will.
You boy.
Nice.
I will roll for my damage. Something that I've realised that I haven't been doing. That's 2 plus 5. I'm supposed to have been adding my dex to
I thought you
my
might not be.
my damage rolls
I
on
thought
that.
so, yeah.
All this time that I've been doing that, I've been
You've
rolling
been
a
just holding
D4.
back because you were
Yeah.
a pacifist. Mate.
Yeah.
It's
So-
holding back.
So over your head, Clara fires a firebolt as well. 8 damage.
8 damage.
Plus the 7 for me.
15 damage. The first of these two halfling creatures with these marks on them, as you strike it with these two bolts of magic energy, blast the chest of this creature. Immediately the mask recoils from it. The creature falls backwards, thrust a little way, hitting its head against the glass at the back of the building, out of your sight. You hear it hit, it falls to the ground.
Leaving a little red trail down the glass.
Oh no.
Okay. The other, so one of them, one of them disappears sort of out of your sight, at the very least prone, if not more. The other one turns to the source of the magic, you two. It stands up upon the top of this red flower bed. Just takes one step to get a line of sight above you both, a little less impeded than where you were from. It is holding a large dagger. It turns to the member who's closer, which is just yourself, and he tries to throw its dagger directly at you.
No, I ran sort of slightly off to the left of you.
You're in the orange flower bed.
I've already forgotten where everyone is.
Oh, what's that? You tried to throw
Malcolm
something at
slightly
a
to the
monk?
south of you in the red flower bed, and the halfling is south again. Okay,
So you're throwing a dagger at me.
it's throwing a dagger at you. It's not going to hit.
Oh, well.
Just falls past you to the side.
I just wanted to, because it's something that I've never had the opportunity to use before, is my deflect missile.
Sure.
Where it says use a reaction to catch or deflect a ranged weapon attack. So, do I have to prepare that in advance?
No, it's a reaction.
Every time it hits
Every
you.
time.
Or
Yeah.
every time. I'm not. Does it have to hit you?
It has to be a ranged weapon
You just
attack.
karate
It
chop
says
out of the way.
I can reduce the damage by.
Yeah. So if
A
it
dice
hits
roll.
you,
If it hits you,
you can use your reaction to catch it or deflect it.
deflect it.
Yes. It doesn't know. It goes
Right.
far enough away from you that you can easily dodge it.
Jedi. Yeah, but you shout whatever you do at it.
Yeah.
High kick.
Okay.
I'm going to do that for now.
That's really good. At that moment, got so many things going on here.
That doesn't sound good.
Nollis, at the corner of your eye, on the north side of where you are, so you're the furthest north. The rest of your friends are to the south. In the red flower bed, you're in the orange flower bed. Coming from the yellow flower bed to the north above you, you also make out two of these masked halfling creatures. So you probably observe the magic firing to the south of you. These other two coming from the north of you with their tentacles on. They're walking quickly in your direction, but they're not close enough to attack you. But they've certainly, you see these faces very much both locked onto you.
That's nice, they've got their tentacles on for you.
At that moment, from apparently behind them, maybe stemming off of those very same tentacles, they come towards you once again.
The mask.
The masks. Can you please give me your charisma save?
Get a plus a D4 to it. Flex.
Again, they're sort of working in tandem, trying to work together to confuse you.
That's a 16.
Okay. Again, you're able to deflect it with your mind. It seems to be sort of locking onto you in some way. It's everything you can do to focus on reality around you and not be sucked into their whatever it is they're trying to do to you. Zolan, the furthest forward on the other side. These other two masks come towards you as you're turned to these halflings which your friends are battling. These masks just sweep almost from underneath you up and attempting to lock onto your face. Please give me a charisma save.
I just slide down into the flowers.
Oh no!
Gone.
You get plus D4 as well.
I do. Is this
charisma save, please.
Is this a magic? I get advantage with charisma saves against magic. Is this magic?
They're just normal, ordinary flame now.
Yes, it is.
This is.
Yay! It's a magical attack as such.
Just
You
all
actually-
magic.
Gnome cunning. Advantage on all intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws against magic.
Fine. Yeah, you get advantage.
I had to put a big. I keep forgetting about it. Like,
Yeah,
Big
Yeah.
highlight.
got it.
yeah, you've got advantage.
Will I get
Nice.
advantage on the bless? No. That's not too bad. 3, 19. So we got 20. 22.
So these tentacles over the top of you, wisping together, as Zolan slides down into the clouds.
Homer Simpson downwards.
Yeah.
You manage to
Where did Zolan go?
you manage to
I'm small.
just deceive them, and they attempt to latch onto you, but they thought they had you, and they just lose you. At that
They
last
think I'm
moment.
a garden gnome. Suddenly.
It's just sound really still.
Too much. You gotta go around and go.
Yeah. Where's he gone?
He was here a minute ago.
Again, so each one of these attacks, they disappear away again. So you haven't got a chance to attack them. You've got no line of sight.
Pop
to
up
them
out of
this
the
time.
flowers over there, disappear, and then pop up over there. Scuttle. Hello.
the whole room rotates again. The red, so Zolan now.
Actually, the whole world rotates around the room.
The room stationary, everything else moves around it.
So those of you that were, in fact, all of you are on one of the, are on that central platform at the moment. Even the halfling, which was attacking you previously, you've all rotated at least one location, so that the red part of the flower patch, which you're now low in, is now kind of to the southwest side of the room. You still haven't quite got a line on whatever this might be, other than you can make out this wispy, shadowy mess to the just starting the very, very fringes of the column. You can just make out something, Zolan, coming from there. You're the only one that's got any sort of eyesight, just spilling around that area.
Can't discern if it's a beard wisp in the mouth or there's actually something there.
We go to Nollis.
Yeah.
Okie doke. So this pillar's 30 feet away from me still.
Yes.
I'm going to move my full movement up to the pillar. And while he's running past these guys, he's going to say, "There are more of the halflings coming." And point towards where the other two are.
Sure. So this Nollis is sort of pointing towards the yellow patch, which is 2 flower beds to the east of the red one.
Have these halflings actually got masks attached to their faces?
Yes.
Right.
So can I see behind the pillar now that I'm right up against it?
You're right up against it. You cannot directly see anything. You can't make out a beast or anything. But you're still very much at the same angle you arrived in the first place. Just you've rotated a little bit round to the south side, the clockwise direction.
You're behind glass.
Behind glass. I'm on the central bit now.
You're right up on that central platform,
Yeah.
on the other side of where Clary detected this magic emanating from.
Cool, so I'm literally it's behind the pillar. Nice. Okie dokie. Can I see any of the little halfling dudes?
You can see the guys that were in the yellow flower bed. They are, yes, just within there, slightly raised above you, but not enough to provide you cover.
Cool. In my case, I'm going to take a cheeky pot shot at one of them with a short bow.
Go ahead.
I want to get that.
Sideways.
Oh, I'm going to need it. It's a 1. It is a 1. That's a 3 with bless.
Okay. Missed by miles.
Plus 5.
As it's rotating,
It's actually an 8.
as it's
but I got a
you're
1.
just kind of about to release, and the room rotates around a little. You entirely lose your footing. You sort of slip onto the column and hopelessly fail your shot.
Cool. No worries. That's me.
Malcolm.
So Nollis is now basically pressed up against the opposite side of the column to where we think this beastie thing is. Yes?
Yeah, Nollis is relatively. So if you look kind of due north, he's only a little bit to the east of that. You're right on the pretty much due south in the room at the moment.
If the beast thing where we think it is 12 o'clock, we're at sort of.
You arrived in the room at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
On the east side. You are now at 6 o'clock on the south side, and you haven't got a good line to the beast, even though you can see kind of most of that east side of the pillar from where you are. So if it's anywhere, it's on the kind of northeast side. That's the only side that nobody's sort of had eyes on.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'm going to run across and head towards Nollis to join Nollis. Obviously, I'm slightly further round the column than he is, so I'm going to end up slightly ahead
You've
of
got
him.
30 feet to get to the column, and then you've
Yeah.
still got another 10 feet of movement.
No, I'll get to the column. On my way, though, can I draw a line of sight to these halflings that were chasing Nollis?
So you can see where Nollis was attempting to fire, although it was a hilariously poor shot. If you want to, you can stand right next to where Nollis is, slightly to the southeast of the column, and you can kind of stand over his shoulder, sort of putting your arm on his shoulder to stabilise him as he's sort of falling.
And how far away is the halflings?
The halfling are around about 40 feet from your location.
Can't take a
They're
shot
in
at
this
them.
yellow flower bed.
Be out of range for me to take a shot.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So hang on though. Hang on a tick.
Grab a knife and throw it at him.
I don't need to.
I'm falling over, so I don't need it. I need a layer to be back.
Right, okay. As I get up to Nolus, I will pull a dart out of my belt and fling it at the closest to the two halflings.
You had them all along.
Mm.
It's like Grim all over
Go ahead.
again.
And what's the range?
I've got another bit of paper! Oh, I've got a tank!
What's your range on that?
That
What do these spells
is
do?
20 or 60.
So 60,
long
so
range.
60, so long range at disadvantage.
10
Do it.
or 2 plus 7 plus.
Nice.
So that's 7, that's 10 to hit.
Not going to be enough, I'm afraid. So you try and throw this dart, it just get pretty close, but it catches on one of the vines just next to one of these creatures and sticks right in
The
it.
job is exploding dart, isn't it?
Yeah. Boom! Area effect of 30 foot.
Yeah.
Wipes out everything in there. It just leaves
Thermal grenade.
just leaves a big black char mark. Nothing
Yeah.
left.
Do you want me to throw the one that's filled with bees?
Yeah. That's
Cleric.
that's for later.
Give me the range on these halflings, these yellow cabbage patch halflings.
You've got one which is
The
about
cabbage patch halflings.
25 feet from your
Massive
location,
power.
which is the one in the red flower bed just
Yeah.
near where Zolan is.
Yeah.
And then both Nolus and Malcolm have run to the north by the central column.
Yeah.
The others are to the east of you now, and they are round about 50 feet from your location.
Cool, so I'll fire already another firebolt, green flame, dousing his arm and fire it at that halfling 25 foot from him.
Sure.
Bullet. A is 13 to hit.
13 is close. Not quite, I'm afraid.
No cigar.
Okay, no worries. He's going to run to... Where's Zolan relative to this halfling?
Pretty close. He's sort of crouched down in this red flower bed, around about 20 feet from it.
From it, but not from me.
About, you're almost like a triangle from one another. It's stood on the edge of the red flower bed.
Okay.
Zolan's right in the middle of it. You're just down beside the red flower bed.
Cool. Turn that triangle into a diamond and get me closer to old Z-Money, but without getting
Z-Money?
too close to the old halfling.
So you're trying to go in the red flower bed.
Yeah. I want to support Zolan.
You can stand right next to where Zolan is.
Yeah.
Natural born killer zone.
Yeah, Claire's just kind of right over your shoulder.
Hello.
And then I'll fly Reap over to the halfling. He's going to hit it with Shock and Grasp.
Nice.
What's that?
Kapow!
Lightning springs from your hands, i.e. talons, to deliver a shock to a creature you try to touch.
Well, that's Reap.
Yeah.
What boss?
So Claire can channel his magic directly through his familiar,
Oh, cool.
which is cool.
That is cool.
It's just a spell attack. It's gonna be 24 to hit.
Definitely hit, yes.
Cool.
Nice.
1d8. You're a big one, aren't you?
That's the guy.
That's the one. 5 damage to hit that guy. And then, because Reap's flying within he's got 60 foot speed, I believe, when he's flying. Hang on. Flying 60 foot, you should be able to fly straight back to him. And he has a skill which means they don't get any reaction.
Okay.
He doesn't
nice.
provoke a reaction.
It looks like it tries to swipe at the bird,
Yeah.
but it's too agile. It easily gets away from it, having cast is amazing. And quite a sight again, Zone. Just everything you see from these people amazes you more and more. The things you have seen over the last few 10 days.
It's a long life.
Thank you, Claire.
It reminds you of Nollis's magic, you know,
Yeah.
lightning shot and grass.
We're round after those guys to Zolan.
On your eyes on the big guy.
Have you?
I would like
you want
to, please.
So
Yeah,
you think you can make out roughly where it is? How do you want to do that? So at the moment you're in that central ring, and obviously there's that platform that these two are stood on in the centre.
Just want to advance, just enough to see it. Just want to see it.
Staying on the platform,
I can stay on the
the
platform.
revolving platform.
If I can get, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
If it's
So probably the easiest way to do so would be to head kind of clockwise around, staying on this platform, heading towards the purple flower bed, which is next to you.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's all I'll do for the moment. Is I'll walk there, just try and get sight. I'll happily turn around if it looks scary.
It looks scary. If you use your 25 foot of movement,
Yeah.
you can
Like
see
I'm
at
ready,
least
sorry.
kind of 3/4
Oh, is it that big? How big is it?
this great
Describe
creature.
to me.
It's at least 30 foot tall. These amazing, shadowy tendrils bouncing off this central cluster, like this huge intertwirled.
20, did you say? How many tentacles?
30 foot tall.
I thought
I
it
don't
was
think I've said how many yet.
tentacles, sorry.
But this big mess, this big ball of tentacles, which all seem to be clustered together, shadowy, like they're not there. Some of them are arching up into the column, sort of intertwining with some of these vines. It appears. There's masks all over these tentacles. Each one finishes in one of these masks. It's a big old cluster. And it seems to be sort of almost attached to this column, like sort of stuck to the side of it, in the way that it's held. Almost like a nest of tentacles that are all sort of sprawling on the side. As you come around the side, some of the masks look out at you.
Ah, shucks. I'm going to quickly Snapchat this to my friends and run back. I'm going back the 25 foot.
So you're going to use your action to dash.
Yes, please, yeah, back to where I was before.
Exactly back to where Clara
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
And you see utter distress in Zolan's face.
Draw a picture.
The irony is, of course, that in my announcement of tonight's episode on the Facebook page, I made a Cthulhu reference.
Oh, nice.
Ah, nice.
Correct.
Yorkshire off.
Yeah, definitely to my man, Calero. I'm going to just at least tell him. Are these guys...
I can read it on your eyes.
Yeah, are they in range where I can be like...
Oh, we can see the fear.
I'll be like,
we can
yeah.
smell the fear.
Rubber band
From
full
this
of
far
tentacles. Wobbly knees.
Thank you, Zolan.
Clara pats you in the head.
Yeah, please, thank you.
Ah, the beast has wobbly knees. Make advantage of that.
This creature, having
Has spotted you.
been alerted
Ooh.
to a threat. I almost did that. That'd
Me?
that'd be cruel. To a threat.
That's a bit much.
I'm going to prove you all wrong.
Right.
Yeah, killing blows. Killing
Get
blow.
in there.
You see
Hero.
it sort of cluster, grappling around this central column, sort of climbing this. Yes, you imagine that's how it might sound, but it's almost silent in the way it moves.
Yay.
These tentacles wrap around the west side of this column. It's now, you can make out a good portion, both of you can make out a good portion of its body, even though you're kind of focusing on this other halfling. Zolan. This great big cluster. These masks at the end of these tentacles spill out, 3 of them dance up ahead of you. Claro, can you make a charisma save, please?
Jeepers.
5.
Have you got your spells back, Nollis?
Is this
All my
a
spells back.
charming spell? Or what you can
Doesn't
Oh,
do?
that's a good point.
Doesn't look particularly charming to me.
That's a
From
good
Is it
point.
trying to
Never asked
charm
that
me?
question.
it is not trying to charm you.
Okay, cool.
Ooh.
It's from its mask, from these abyssal-like eyes, these void-like gaps in its face. You're sort of stuck within it. You are something about it which is so terrifying. You don't wish to ever go closer to it.
Yeah.
You have disadvantage on your attack rolls currently.
Magic
you-
and melee?
You all attack rolls.
Yeah.
You're able to repeat the save at the end of each of your turns.
Okay.
Exactly the same time, a second one of these masks angles up and attempts to do something to you,
I got
Zolan,
I'm
as you're
evading all
staring
of
at
these.
it. Can you please roll me a dexterity save?
Do I get blessed for that as well? Yeah, 2, 3, sorry. Actually,
3.
Jeepers.
What's your
Your-
dex modifier?
very low. 4 probably.
As you look at it, time sort of stands still around you. You're suddenly very aware of everything that's happening. You see everything very, very clearly, sort of one at a time.
It's in my life before my eyes.
You are
Take a while.
slowed. Your speed is halved.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, thank you very much.
Your speed is halved at the moment. Again, you can repeat the save at the end of each turn.
Yeah.
In addition, you're unable to take reactions and can take either an action or a bonus action, but not both.
Jeepers.
You're a cruel man. You are.
Zolan seems to be suddenly turned into this. Yeah, you're just shrieking in horror almost at this creature, and Zolan is sort of moving this strange,
More terrified
slow
than you usually
way.
What did you say Claire was affected by? What effect was it?
He is.
What was another name?
He has disadvantage on attack rolls.
He's lost his focus.
He technically has aversion. He's suffering from aversion. Excuse me.
Okay, so the
Okay.
screaming abdabs.
This big old, but you guys still haven't quite got. You saw some of the. You can see these guys are staring at something. These reactions from their faces tell you everything you need to know, but you haven't quite got eyes on this
Or a
creature.
brown
aren't you?
stain in my pants as well.
It's alright, we can spell that.
Yeah.
From
Sorry.
from next to where you guys are, this halfling now beneath you runs up to you. It's going to attack you.
Oh, I'm gonna get there you go. Where's that eyes?
It's going to attack you, the Zolan.
Do you want to see your...
Pulls its blade from its belt. It's going to be a 22 to hit.
Too slow, it hits.
Unable to react due to your speed. It's going to do 7 piercing damage.
Nearby.
Digs its blade into you. Again, this mask just point blank staring at you. You're very aware of just how many of these masks and tentacles there are in this building. From above, the halflings that were running through this flower bed, each of them are going to use their full movement to run right alongside each one of you. They're going to have to dash. So each one of them is going to use full movement. One of each of them is engaging either of you. Running, they jump down from this yellow flower bed and engage you. They've both got these daggers drawn. And these masks still on you. From around the pillar, as you two are engaging with these creatures, one of these masks, again, as you're distracted, turns and tries to interfere with you. Nice. Please give me your charisma save.
Charisma save. That's 15.
15. Again, you're able to deflect it as just at the last second you're distracted by these halflings. This mask there right beside you, again, you're able to, with your will, overpower it as it's trying to overcome you. From above, grappling round to the right-hand side, the second one comes towards you, Malcolm. You too, staring at these halflings in front of you. Please give me a charisma save.
I've got the D4 at the
You do, yeah?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Looking at a mirror in front of you, staring back at yourself, a young teenager, Malcolm, in your family home. Your mother is crying, and father rubbing her shoulders in comfort. Don't you see, Malcolm? The elves, they're tricking you! Look what's happening to our town! The wall! It rises! On which side? At that moment, you turn. There's a knock at the door. A soldier from the town guard comes in. An elf. Are you joining the guard, Malcolm?
Yes.
At that moment, the blackness around you fades to one side. This halfling engaging you in front of you once more. Nollis.
So I've got a halfling in front of me. I can't see this giant tentacle beast. Cool. I'm gonna have to stab this halfling, I think. So I'm gonna do that. Do I? So the tentacle beast, I prefer it move. So it moved around. I don't know where it moved around from, but I can see that it's attacking these guys, right? So I can see these guys. And I can see it's attacking.
Yeah,
them.
over your shoulder. Obviously, you're engaged. This halfling right in your face is
That's fine. I'm
pretty
not bothered by him.
pretty alarming. But you've got
He's not alarmed, it's fine.
These guys are definitely in combat with a halfling
Oh, with a halfling.
at the moment.
So I can't tell where the tentacle monster is at this point.
There's alarm being sounded by Zolan.
Oh, my bum.
Cool. And is that around the near side or far side of the pillar from where I am?
From where you are, roughly the opposite side.
Roughly the opposite side. These guys get murdered by that thing.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm leaving this room.
I'm going home.
I'm hoping you can blow it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
but
I'm out.
too many random ads.
Bring it down, then we'll fight.
Cool. So I'm gonna have to stab this halfling in front of me. I think. So I'm gonna do that. I'm not. I'm gonna move around. I'm just gonna move out of his combat zone.
Disengage or not?
No.
No, it's fine. So it's going to take a stabbing attack
Come at me, bruh.
at you. It's not going to be enough. Yeah, you easily avoid it with your shield. You hold it up.
Tink.
It strikes the edge of this.
Kick him in the shin while I'm off.
I'm assuming you've got your hand
Yeah,
shield.
the hand shield's up.
So it strikes the edge of this white and gold shield.
So with my shield out, I'm apologising to Malkin over my shoulder as I kind of phalanx around the side of the pillar until I can see the.
So kind of around to the south side, which is the side these guys are on.
This is the tactic we discussed.
Yeah,
so
probably around that side. Basically, I'm trying to get a bead on this creature. So whichever's going to get me there fastest, probably on their side would be better, so I can see what they're up to.
Right. As you get to, you realise as you get to 20 feet, you've got enough movement to get into melee with this thing.
Cool. Before I do that, I'm going to cast Shatter. So we're basically going to put a 10-foot radius sphere, and I'm just going to put it bang on the giant mass of tentacles. Okay. So he's literally just going to start screaming at it, basically. So he just starts screaming at it as that thing is. There's just this horrible, kind of loud, painfully intense ringing noise, and the area just kind of explodes with thunder, effectively. So the guy has to make a Constitution saving throw.
13.
Give me one moment. Uno momento. So it matches. Does that mean that he passes?
Equals or
Yeah. Cool. So he's half damage, which is we're juggling a lot of pieces of paper. So apologies. So it's 3d8 thunder damage.
Okay.
Did we not manage to get a d8 out?
I've got one. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. 14. So that's 5. That's 8 thunder damage.
Okay. So this.
And cool. So a creature made of inorganic materials such as stone, crystal, metal has disadvantage. I assume he's not made of any of those.
Correct.
A non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes damage if it's in the spell's area, which I assume is the pillar.
Okay. Yeah. So there's this great pillar in the centre of the room. Takes how much damage? 8 as well.
Damage.
So you start to see it's a big old sturdy pillar, but you certainly managed to blow a little bit of a chunk out of it, and you hear just a little. There's 25-foot across from it. There's a big old thing,
Cool.
so it's going to take some serious work to knock it.
Crack.
But a little bit of
Glass
a
across the top.
little bit of the kind of fringe of the pillar kind of blasted aside. This creature, each one of these tendrils, as you kind of blast it with this thunder damage, just start to sort of form out into this smoke as it's struck. It certainly affects it. These masks kind of separate entirely. After a few moments, they sort of reform back around the mass.
I'm going to look, while I'm doing that, I'm going to look across to these guys. How bloody does Zolan look?
How bloody do you look, Zolan?
I look like I'm just scared. I'm good.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool.
I'm good.
In which case, that's...
I'm a stout little fella.
So you're,
I'm
so
alright.
you're stood, so you're 10 feet away from it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
And yes, this horrifying...
Actually, I'm going to move up and get into contact with it.
Okay, so you're going to engage right up to it, shield drawn.
Yeah. So bump into it.
Sure, it's very, again, you can make out all the shadowy nature of it, these twisting tentacles all around you, these masks on the end of each one that are looking all around you. Quite a sight. Malcolm.
I'm going to...
So you've got two of these halflings, kind of one's right on you at the moment, the other one, Nollis, just evaded.
I'm going to disengage.
Okay.
I'm spending a key to disengage.
Alright, yeah.
And I'm going to run round the opposite way around the
North
column.
side, yeah.
But I'm not going into hand-to-hand combat range. I'm staying... so I'm angling myself out a bit.
And 10 feet away from it.
So about 10 foot away from
so
it,
sort of on the opposite side to Malcolm.
Yeah.
So you're, on to Nollis. You are sort of flanking this creature now, one of you either side of it. Some tentacles are sort of looking in both directions, but you have it flanked.
Okay, and I will blast it with my sunbolt. Radiant sunbolt!
Okay.
Kaboom!
It's got to be
Please go
good.
ahead.
It's got to be good.
So, do I get a bonus? Do I get a plus? No, I don't.
Yeah. Attack rolls.
Attack rolls.
Plus D4.
So that's 15, 16, that's 21 to hit.
That hits.
D4 plus 5 damage.
Plus 5, baby.
Plus 5, sorry. That's 8 damage.
Okay.
Radiant damage.
So
It's got to be good. Radiant damage, he's dead immediately.
this brightness just lights up the room all around it, and for a moment it entirely replaces the creature's entire being and body. This what is in essence darkness that you're staring at is fully replaced by the light. As it blasts it, this creature spreads entirely out. It's kind of pushed into other parts of the room, this smoke, before, after a little while, slowly starting to reform back into its position. It was a much more, you Nollis particularly noticed, it was a much more effective attack than the one you had done.
Nice.
While it's reforming, I will blast it 2 more times.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Do I need to roll to hit
boy.
both times?
You need to roll to hit, yes.
Excuse me.
That's 15, that's 20 to hit,
That's
not
going to
natural.
hit, yes.
So again, radiant damage. That is 7.
And do you want to do the other one at the same time?
Yep. This time it's 23 to hit,
That hits.
and that's 8. So a total of 15 radiant damage on top of the
Oh, very nice.
8 already done.
Okay, so this great big, the first one strikes it. You sense the efficacy of it. You sense it doesn't like this. You blast this light at it again, really brighten this room. Refraction all around the room. It just fills with light, and this creature spreads right out. Each time it tries to reform, you hit it again before it has the chance to be able to react to you. And this eventually it reforms into this mass. But in some ways, some of the tentacles seem to be fewer. The mass seems to be smaller than it was previously. Thank you,
That
Malcolm.
is me done.
Nice turn.
Fairly out of breath.
Claire.
Am I in melee combat with this halfling, or is it because it's engaged?
Yeah, it's right up next to Zolan, wasn't it? It attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stabbed me,
It
yeah.
attacked Zolan. You're just slightly behind Zolan, so you're not quite in melee with it.
So I don't have to disengage. Cool. If I run up to near as close as down as I can get to these guys, how far is the black mass from me?
If you want to, you could get into melee with it.
Cool, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Cool, so he's going to run out into the field in front of it. And then he'll...
So actually on which platform you're on? The revolving one or the non...
On the revolving one,
Yeah.
But still keeping a fair distance.
So you jump down off of this red flower bed,
Yeah.
and then you can get all the way to the purple one, which is the next one if you wanted to,
Yeah.
which is pretty much front on
Give me
from where it is.
straight line of sight.
Yeah.
Cool, so... sorry, mate. Clara will, looking down on this creature, He'll grab the air in front of him, he'll twist it, and set fire to the air next to this creature on the far side from where Nollis is.
We're both on far sides from each other.
Yeah, but you're more than 10 foot.
You're 10 foot either side of the creature, basically. Yeah. So you're 10 foot, Nollis is 10 foot to the south,
No worries.
and Malcolm 10 foot to the north.
This green flaming sphere will appear in midair, 5 foot diameter. Faces shoot in and out in flickering flame out of this sphere, almost like a counterpoint to the faces of this creature. And it will have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Please. If you please.
I do, please. 10.
Lovely, yeah, DC 13. It's going to take 2d6 fire damage. I'll do 3 damage. It could have been better. Yeah, so I'm going to take that as a ramming action, so the sphere ends its turn there, if you will.
Sure.
Cool, and on to Reek.
And if it ends its turn
Within 5 foot, so it's
Yeah.
within melee range of it, it has to do the saving throw.
if it ends rather than starts, it ends. Okay, cool.
And then Reek will jump out the hood again. He will start flying over to Z-Money, but actually he does a little... You see him, he flies into a little portal, goes into a pocket dimension, and then appears above this halfling, just goes out, rams straight into the halfling, do a chilling touch again. That's going to be a... I think it's a melee attack. Oh, not so great. Not so great. Plus Dex is only a 5 to hit.
Okay, yeah, not enough, unfortunately. It manages
Just
to
physically
evade.
bumps against, and then he's going to fly back.
Okay.
Oh, so straight into a pocket dimension. Beep. Next to Clary.
Zolan.
I'm going to have to teach this halfling a lesson. No
Nice.
respect for old people. So I'm going to, axe him. I'm going to hand axe him, to be honest. This is
Okay.
right there.
Go ahead.
If I probably haven't even got the movement because I'm slow to disengage.
Put
Probably
the
can't
Yoda
even
in
get
with a
5
walking
feet
stick.
away from him.
So yeah, stood right in the centre of this vibrant blood red flower field.
It's gonna be more blood. Hey! It's gonna hit. It's like a 20 with whatever
enough,
it is.
yes.
Yeah, it's gonna. Hand axe 1d6 minus 1. Don't give me the 1. Oh, 3 damage. Ugh.
So you strike at this creature, strike right towards the mask, and it seems to, again, as you strike it across the face, just slightly moves away from it, but before escaping entirely, it reforms back onto the creature's face.
Lovely. Can I roll so I'm not slowed again, please? This is the end of my
Absolutely,
turn.
yes.
yeah,
you can do the same, actually.
didn't roll.
Please go ahead.
Moin.
Oh, what was I doing? Charisma.
Mine's charisma, yours is Dex. 19.
So 19 is good enough. So
Cool.
you.
I guess he ran away, broke free of the mask.
17.
17 is enough as well, yes. So you
Nice.
both managed to escape. Quite
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I can't read it from
OD,
here, but whoever you are,
Thank you very much for
thank
the,
you very much.
for the
OBTV.
follow. We appreciate that.
This is the best D&D channel I've seen in a long time. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
He's also very right.
I
We appreciate
tip my
that.
hat to you.
Thank you. Brilliant. So after
Fantastic.
Zolan, we come back round to this great creature.
Oh
Before
dear.
we leave, can I get Gore Little? Oh no, 'cause I don't get a bonus action. She's my bonus action. So
Oh, yeah,
I
you get a
don't.
bonus action.
Yeah, I've just got it
Because
back.
it ended
So.
turn. Right?
Yeah.
Fine. It's from its location. It clambers 20 feet straight up, sort of snaking around this pillar, but vertically. It uses.
I get an attack of opportunity.
You're not. Oh, you are in melee with it.
Totally
Yes, you
am,
are.
bro.
Yes. You are in melee. Please take your attack of opportunity.
Op of attack opportunity.
Bam! How much piercing damage is going to do?
Lots.
That's
19.
lots and lots and lots.
That's 23.
23, 25,
That's certainly-
28.
Certainly.
That's
a
gotta
hit,
be- That's
yes.
got to be a record.
You very much hit it.
Highest
4
dice
plus
roll
19 plus
ever.
4. Cool. Here's a D8. How about your D8?
D8.
Oh, I've already got it there.
Never give
Kill
it.
it, kill it, kill it.
That's 10 piercing damage.
10 piercing damage. As you strike your blade through it,
Through it.
it seems to entirely separate and avoid the strike. It seems to do. You're pretty confident you haven't damaged this creature. It manages to separate up.
Physical damage doesn't.
It continues to clamber up this big stone column, 20 feet above you now, up into the up toward this great glass domed roof. The vines still crawling in the air, and it now intertwirled with those higher up above you. It turns back around. It turns back around and lifts its great masks to the side. Fewer than previously. Just two come out rather than the 3 that you've seen previously. 2 of these now turn down. One towards you, Malcolm, and one towards you, Nollis.
Sweet.
Can you please give me an intelligence save, Malcolm?
Intelligence.
Jeepers.
You're all massively lit up by a green flaming sphere.
11, 15. Where's my intelligence? Where's it gone? Oh yeah, 17.
17. You feel this great stinging pain to your brain, and just at the last minute you manage to pull away from it, summoning some of your radiant energy within you, averting it back away. It obviously considers you a great threat, targeting you.
Damn straight.
The next mask looks at you, Nollis. Can you please give me a wisdom save?
Luckily, I am very wise. I hope.
Wise enough to give us these at the start of the combat, which has helped a lot.
That's 22.
22. Again, it's trying to channel
My
you.
wisdom.
But just like previously, it's really struggling to battle your mind, and you easily manage to prevent it. It seems to have been
Suck
damaged
on
by its previous
Wisdom.
damage that Malcolm managed to do to it.
I may not know the alphabet, but I know a lot about not sitting in stinky pools.
The halfling next to you, still with this mask on its face,
That's the name of the village,
again
I think.
turns to you, trying to dig its blade deep inside you.
Got full movement now. Watch this evasion.
It's going to certainly a miss.
I'm back again.
Still swiping at you with this mask. The other
Matrix
halflings
does.
Yeah, they call me Twinkle Toes back in home.
from behind you, Malcolm,
Jesus.
you sense this halfling that you previously run away from try and come at you with its blade also. It's going to miss you. So you're in melee with another one that's just kind of over your shoulder behind you. The other one, Nollis, has followed you, and the same experience from behind you. They're trying to... It seems like it's targeting all of its attacks towards specific people. That's going to do it. Oh, no, it might not. You're pretty hardcore. Let me just check the bonus.
Oh, cool.
AC 1 million.
It's going to be 20 to hit.
It's a melee attack.
Yes,
Just
enough. It is going to do...
First melee to attack against you.
It's only going to do 5 piercing damage.
Ooh. So, can he make a dexterity saving throw? please?
Absolutely.
Boom.
It has done 17.
He's got 17.
Yes.
Fast little guy.
Quick.
In that case, he takes D8 lightning damage as lightning arcs through the ceiling.
Does it break the glass on its way in?
I don't know.
Smashing through, breaks just a little small bit. You feel a little bit of the glass break down, creates this perfect hole just in the very top.
Oh, nice.
That's 8 lightning damage
Excellent.
as he's struck by lightning.
So one of them struck this familiar sight that you haven't seen for a little while.
Yeah.
Actually. A bolt of lightning
Long time
fires
since
down
you've
next to this
taken a
column,
It's true.
rattling around this glass. All the glass shakes a little bit, and you feel just echoing sound from the lightning. This flash of light.
It took 5 piercing damage, right?
You said, it gave you 5
Yeah.
piercing damage.
Cool. He's just
You-
going to be
you hit
glaring
it for
at
8.
this, glaring at this halfling as this. I got hit for 8, you say?
No,
No, you hit it for
It
8,
hit,
correct?
hit me for 5, cool.
Okay.
He's just glaring at him as he retracts his knife from his stomach.
The room rotates
Does it just
one
tense
more
and
time.
the knife pops out?
Yeah, rotates around.
Clunk.
So, though the Zolan, who was in the Claro in the purple flower bed, you now rotate up to almost the north part of the room. You've still got a line of sight on this creature. So you're kind of being brought closer to it, so you're kind of fully in its line of sight now.
Oh! That's not what I want. That's at least what Zolan wants.
Remember, it's 20 foot up in this column now, these shadowy, sprawling tentacles looking at you. At this stage, what happened last? Whose go was it last? It was the halflings. Yes, Nollis, can you please give me a charisma save?
Oh, jeepers. It's a 14.
A 14. Another one of these masks comes down at you, whereas the previous were like staring at you from a distance. This again is one trying to attach itself to your face. Again, you're just using your shield able to sort of block it away. You sense it's wearing you down. Its will is strong, but yours is stronger at the moment. The second one arcs over the top.
Jacket and sunglasses.
Arcs over the top around you. See it spilling out from its body, and it heads down to the red flower bed where Zolan is, hoping that Zolan's distracted by the other halfling. Please give me a charisma save.
Easy now.
Hear me now.
Oh yeah, 19 plus 1 plus 0, 20, not 20.
So just again at that last moment, the other mask just peels away just for a moment as if to let the other one approach. And again, you turn to it just at that last moment, dropping down into the flower bed beneath
I'm pretty
you,
slick when I need to be.
And managing to successfully dodge it. Well done. Nollis.
Cool. As a bonus action, Nollis is just going to raise his rapier up in the air and scream. He's shouting something in Aquan. And as that happens, he's going to cast Spiritual Weapon. So a spectral floating rapier is just going to appear behind the halfling. It's like glistening almost in this pale blue light that he's cast as light and various other things. I'm going to make a melee attack against the creature in front of me. Just going to strike it.
You're able to hover it up 20 feet above you.
Yes, now I'm striking the halfling in front of me with the rapier.
Apologies, thought you were attacking the creature. Yeah, so it's attacked right next to you.
So I'm going to strike it with my own melee attack first.
Yeah.
I think I have to do that. I guess so you make a melee... Oh no, I'm telling a lie. The huge spectral rapier that's appeared kind of above it is just going to try and pierce the halfling through the middle.
Blimey.
Is the idea.
Skewer him from above.
Yeah.
Spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
You can use. Oh, so you can.
Blast from the past.
Yeah.
16.
Do like
I remember when you
21.
That's definitely going to hit, yes.
So he takes 1d8 plus my spell costume modifier, which is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 force damage.
Yeah, this weapon comes from above him, totally manages to decimate him. You actually manage to slice. You're trying to slice off the mask from his face. You take off the entire front side, and the mask immediately pulls back in horror, and the mask sort of tentacle recoils, seemingly sort of in pain at the same time, back into the body, and the halfling just flops to the floor.
That's force damage rather than melee damage, if that does anything.
Sure, yes. Either way, it's blasted back down entirely, separates the mask from the halfling, and kind of crumples where it stands, sort of falls in a kneeling position, hunched back over itself on the stone floor.
Nice. So that's my bonus action. As my actual action, I'm going to look up to this creature again, and seeing how well everyone's done to kind of damage it, I'm going to cast Shatter again on it. So again, he's just going to shout out and just like yelling in this kind of guttural Elvish. And he's going to cast Shatter directly on its core, I guess, as a sphere.
Yes.
So exactly as it happens before, it's kind of this ear-piercing, shattering, kind of 10-foot radius. So he has to make a con saving throw.
Before you roll for any sort of damage that might have been done to said creature, I have made a slight mistake with my attacks. I was using my dexterity save rather than my dexterity modifier.
Okay.
So I owe you 6 points of damage back.
Okay.
Because I did.
Oh,
I
very
should.
honest of you,
I
Malcolm.
should have been.
nice.
I should have been doing
Nice.
+3, not +5.
You get a
Bloody good show! Bloody good show!
I'm going to give you inspiration for honesty.
Yeah.
nice.
Just for being so virtuous. Well
Nice.
done.
So that's an 8.
Leadership and virtue.
Yes.
As he
Everyone
does
approves.
this, Nolus is just going to start arcing lightning. And he's going to cast this spell with unchecked ferocity. Destructive Wrath, which is Child Divinity. So when you roll lightning or thunder damage, you can use your Child Divinity to deal maximum damage instead of rolling.
Woof!
So he's going to do 3d8 lightning damage.
24.
24
24
lightning
lightning damage.
Yeah. So this great big crack of lightning arcing all
Oh,
up.
sorry, it is thunder damage. It can't be lightning damage.
Oh, so it's thunder
Ah.
damage.
It's
boom.
thunder damage.
Sure. Oh, in that case, yeah, this huge, great,
2 damage.
Yes,
this whopping great chunk of the pillar is sort of removed. You feel the whole room sort of reverberate a little bit. This creature
It's a
kind of
Hollywood film. The crack across the top will be getting bigger and bigger.
It'd be a Michael Bay film.
Yeah.
this creature is sort
Nolus.
of blasted out from this central point. All this shadowy essence blasted in this perfect black sphere, which sort of overtakes some of your sight temporarily before again reforming centrally. It looked some of the tentacles sort of withdrew back inside it, and there's only a few of these tentacles now emanating from the creature with these masks on the end. You finished, Nolus?
Are you done?
Yeah.
Let's
go.
How far is it up?
20 feet.
And it's in a load of vines up there.
There are vines around. Yeah, there are vines around around the whole canopy, the whole area within here.
Are the vines on the pillar, or is it just like smooth stone?
It's smooth stone, but there's a
Please,
there's,
let
you
it
know,
be smooth.
there's
There's no
one-
handholds.
Yeah, there's one or two vines that none of them are kind of creeping up the whole thing. They're more spilling out onto it from above.
No, we don't really want to do it. I really want to do it.
We need you to not have a broken ankle.
Nolus is gonna.
He's gonna do it, isn't he?
Looking up at the thing, he's just gonna.
Looks over at Malcolm, who's going.
Yeah, so looks over at Mark and doing this. He's gonna take a deep breath, center himself, find his kind of inner lightning power, and just take a couple of steps to the side to come behind the halfling that's attacking Malcolm. Around the giant flaming sphere that's between them.
Not straight through the
Yeah, not straight in the middle of it.
You can run past it within 5 feet, just don't finish.
I'll
it,
just
so.
finish with that. In that case, he's just going to burst through the flaming sphere.
That's cool.
Yeah, and
Ta-da!
It's hot.
Yeah.
But it's alright.
It's hot, but it's okay.
It's like-
Momentarily hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but it's a dry heat.
So you're right next to Malcolm and
Basically
the
trying to
halfling.
flank that little halfling, just so it can't attack my birdie.
Fine, thank you, Nolus. Malcolm.
Okay, so with this halfling in melee range of me, can I still attack the big beastie? I don't have to attack the halfling?
You don't have to, no.
Right,
It's right next to you there.
hell with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to attack the big beastie.
Sure.
Same as before, I'm going to wind my hands up and Radiant Sunbolt. Boom!
Go for it.
Nice. Doing. This is it.
It's 26 to hit.
Certainly, yes.
Nice.
Okay, that's the first one, and that is 3 plus 3 is 6 radiant damage. And
Still alive.
I'm going to use my key.
As you blast them with the radiant damage, once again you see just how effective this light is against this darkness. The light blasts this creature up on this pillar. This orb emanating this huge Malcolm's silhouetted by this great radiant energy that surrounds him. The whole room turns to just bright white light, other than this figure standing holding out his hand, this radiant damage
Oh, yeah.
blasting up this column, filling that entire space where this creature is attached. The creature turns and for a moment stays whole. You see it's trying to fight and resist this damage. This light gets more and more powerful, emanating from your hand, giving it everything that you have. And after just a few moments more, the masks pull away from these other two halfling that you two had been battling. Recoil the tentacles back into this beast. For a moment there's silence and this light just bursts across this room, blows up, the glass shattering all throughout this building. The column starts to vibrate. You feel the glass just falling from above you. The stone falling down from the central column. The plants blasting all throughout outward in this huge great explosion of light.
Total silence. It's a good Michael Bay thing.
In total silence. Yeah.
Things off translucent
Yeah.
radar.
As this creature's energy is thrust throughout this room, can everyone other than Malcolm give me a charisma save?
Ooh, heck.
Ick. That's not a bad one, eh?
Oh, it's not good, guys.
17.
4, 18.
I'm only on a 6.
This great energy.
I got advantage of that. Charisma?
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool then, yeah.
This great energy, bigger than anything you felt. Similar experience to when it's been trying to overtake your mind, but greater, is just emitting from this central point, blasting out. Your whole mind is taken over. Malcolm, can you give me a charisma save as well, please? Now.
Ooh.
Plus D4.
Well, that's not good. That's 6.
You're too powerful, Malcolm.
Yeah, +1, that's 7.
As this great energy floods the room, Malcolm, everything turns black for you.
You're dead.
The last vision you have is this great explosion in the room. You fall back to the ground. Zolan,
Hey.
you're stood in 4th Little Hill at the Learning Shed.
Good place. Fond memories of the
You see imagery all around the room of the resplendent and splendacious Academy of Salvation.
Every boy's dream, that is.
You see the mechanical watchman around the room, watching every move.
Ooh, like that.
You know, you must create that vial of acid as your final test, as part of your exam.
The exam is important.
You look over your shoulder, Smeeburn, the other gnome from your village. He too working on a bench furiously behind you, competing against you for that place.
Burns what?
You've got an alembic in front of you with this diluted acid that you've started to concoct, but you can see Smeeburn's ahead of you. Can you give me an intelligence check?
Do I get a bless with this?
Still blessed.
Yeah, do I still?
Still blessed.
I suppose I get advantage
your
if
own
this is something
mind.
to do with magic. It will be...
You can add your alchemist kit proficiency as well.
Well, that'd be like another 2. Oh, it's not too bad. I can't do maths at the moment. 19, sorry. Got there in the end.
19.
19.
You think back to the exact moment, back to your lecturers, back to the books that you've studied for all this time. It comes to you. You remember what you have to do. There's a way to speed it up using a powder that you'd researched previously. You look around frantically for it in the vials. You find exactly the right thing, knowing that Smeeburn hasn't found it and there's no possible way he could do this ahead of you. You run over to it. You start to pour it into the mixture. You feel happy with yourself, proud of this moment. And as you turn back around, you see Smeeburn standing, smiling. with this acid in one hand, the mechanical watchman over to him, accepting his success.
Flip the table.
On his left arm, he holds a satchel. Everything turns to black.
He's I'll find him.
He's a phony.
He's a phony.
Clary,
I rolled a 17.
you're back in your
Don't think
graveyard. There are dead bodies lying on top of each grave around you. There's a pale man in a dark, clean suit. Stood, the only man there but for these bodies lying on the graves. He approaches you and speaks to you in a language that's deep and dark and not one you've heard in reality. Why do you spend your time with the dead?
I'd rather not spend my time with the living.
Why do people speak to you?
I'm the one that listens.
But why you? Who would wish this power on you?
I don't know, it was given to me.
Where do you fit in this world?
My troubles have told me that I'm one that looks after the weak, who saves the few.
Who are you?
And Clary. I'm a friend of Fastbrock, a bastion of Broga, a killer of Callus, and a warrior of Weirdwood.
He reaches out and takes your hand, or goes to take your hand. You just have to look at the pattern. He goes to hold your hand, offers it to you.
Yeah, he takes it.
As you take it, you feel this intense pain. Can you give me a DC? No. Can you give me an intelligence save?
It's 15. Oh no, saving throw. Yes, 17.
17. You feel this pain trying to overtake you, like this death, this necrotic pain which you've become familiar with. That you're just able to suppress. Pushing back, this man steps away from you. You fall to the blackness. Nice.
I did not do well.
You're sat shaking in the dim cave, the water around your feet. You're sat on one of the rocky shelves which you use as a bed sometimes, etched into the side. You clasp your sister's hand. Nollis. She whispers to you for fear of being heard. What is an Illinois?
You shouldn't worry about such things. That is what I'm here for. I'm here so you don't have to worry about such things as Illinois.
Am I your Illinois?
Yes. Yes, you are, sister.
What happened to Mama and Father?
They cannot look after us anymore. The Storm Lord sorted that. You know this.
When will they come home?
They are not coming back. We must survive.
Falls to black. We've been DieRolling. We will see you again next week.